Sadler is suing his ex-wife, student Anna Russell, for an unpaid loan and money he claims she stole. Anna says she owes Steve nothing.
Yeah, it's case number 74 on the calendar in the matter of Sadler versus Russell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Sadler, I have a question, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the case. Did that outfit come with a jacket?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I just curious.
Actually, I grew out of it.
You grew out of the jacket? Okay. I mean, the outfit looks nice. It just looked as if it wasn't quite finished. Mr. Sadler, according to your complaint, Miss Russell, who is your former wife, borrowed some money from you, and then she took some money that you had given her to hold for safekeeping.
Right.
This was after she and her children, because the two of you have 5 children together. Right. You have children from a previous marriage or relationship, and Miss Russell has children from a previous marriage or relationship, 5 in total, none that are your joint children together. Right. And you were divorced, and then after a couple of months decided that it was a mistake to get divorced, so she moved back in with you, and that, again, didn't work out. But it was during this period after the divorce that is your claim that these loans took place. $900 that you claim was a loan, and $3,600 that you claim she actually stole from you.
Well, more or less.
So give me some dates, Mr. Sadler. When were you married?
2001. December of 2001, I believe. I'm sorry, 2002.
And when were you divorced?
October of 2004.
And when did Miss Russell and her children move back in with you?
In December.
And when did she move out?
End of February. February 23rd, I believe.
Okay. Do you have custody of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Now let's talk about the loan first. The loan was made, according to you, in December of 2004.
Right.
Tell me about the loan.
Basically, she had decided she wanted to go bankrupt so she could be a stay-at-home mother. And so I had her pull $1,500 out of my home equity. And we actually spent $600 of that on bills, and the additional $900 left was supposed to go into savings where I was going to pay an attorney for her to go bankrupt when that time came. But the money never went into savings or checking. She just held on to it, and it went with her when she moved out. And she never did go bankrupt. And she ended up, from what I understand, just using money to catch up her bills.
Miss Russell, when had you accumulated this debt that inspired you to think about bankruptcy?
Most of my debt was acquired when we were married, and then also in some of our separations. But I've always kept my credit up to par. I mean, I had like 16 revolving accounts, no lates, anything. And during the time that we had discussed me going bankrupt for the family, I didn't pay my bills, and then...
Could you look at me?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a simple question that I asked you.
Okay.
When did you accumulate the debt which inspired you to think about bankruptcy?
Over time, between 2001 through 2004.
Credit cards?
Yes, ma'am.
16 credit cards?
Well, I have no, I don't have 16 credit cards. I have 16 revolving accounts. I watch my credit like a hawk.
What do you mean 16 revolving accounts? You have lines of credit at banks?
Well, I don't owe any money to a bank per se unless it's through like Target Visa or Wachovia Visa.
So then why were you contemplating bankruptcy?
When Stephen and I were together, I did spend majority of the time as a homemaker, and then I would, you know, go to school, and I did have odds and end jobs. Stephen works on commission, and this past year it dropped significantly, and we had discussed from talking to neighbors and things like that that maybe I should go bankrupt and it's not so hard, and with the idea that Steve and I would be together forever, I didn't have to worry about having my name on a mortgage or having my name on another car loan, that he would take care of that, and then it would relieve some financial burden for us.
How much in debt were you?
We weren't going to go bankrupt on my car because my mom is actually a co-signer, or actually she's the primary for me on that, and we were going to substantiate.
How much in debt are you?
I don't know. I didn't add it up. I didn't go that far. I owe like maybe $8,000 on my Target Visa, $6,000 on my Wachovia Visa, $2,500 maybe to Rooms to Go, and there's Sam's Club, Home Depot. I think I owe them like $2,000.
What do you do for a living?
I am a student. I moved home with my mom, and wait tables and things like that.
Your children live with you?
Yes, they do.
You get child support for your children?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
I get $125 a week.
When was the last time you held a full-time job?
I'm not really good with dates.
Are you very good with jobs, is the question, Miss Russell.
I'm sorry, what?
You have 2 children?
Yes.
You have 2 children.
Well, that's a full-time job, but I don't really necessarily
How old are
get
your
paid
children?
for that. I have a 13-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Your 13-year-old takes care of herself?
Himself.
Himself?
2 sons.
5-year-old's in daycare?
Actually, he's in pre-K.
Now we talk about a full-time job. That's
And
what happens
he's
when
actually
you...
a very difficult child, not that you want to hear it, because he has issues and he sees a psychologist and psychiatrist and otitis media and all those wonderful things.
You still have to work, Miss Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, there are alternatives to stiffing a whole bunch of people who've extended you
I know,
credit.
that's why I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do it.
Okay, good. Now, let's get to the $900. So far, Mr. Sadler, I haven't heard anything about a loan. I heard that you put $900 away ostensibly for a bankruptcy lawyer.
Right.
And now I hear, Mr. Sadler, that there was discussion between you and your wife.
Right.
Although you were divorced, you were living together as a family again, about the viability of her going bankrupt to relieve the family of all of these bills so that there would sort of be a fresh start and you wouldn't have to be spending your money on that.
Well, it was
Right?
more because she didn't want to work full-time.
Listen to me, sir. Were there discussions between the 2 of you, since you are now together as a family, that this was a viable option to relieve the family of these?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So she was going to stiff the other creditors, but the one creditor that she couldn't stiff was her mother,
Right.
because her mother's the co-signer on the car. You see how you get things at... Just let people talk and then it all comes together.
And later today,
I ran over there and tried to fish the fish out of the tank with a net and put them into fresh water, hoping that I could save their lives. They were kind of floundering around, but I mean, there was still some sort of life in them.
And they all died.
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Sadler says ex-wife Anna Russell owes for an unpaid loan to retain a bankruptcy attorney. Steve also claims Anna stole money from him.
Oh, so now you can tell me the story about Mr. Sadler, the $3,600 that you claim Miss Russell stole from you.
Okay, basically I got a lump sum of child support from my first wife, and with her going bankrupt, I had agreed that we would use the money, basically like an investment in our family, to pay down on her car, because she was going to keep her car, and that would lower that payment. But the money never got used, and our relationship just kind of went downhill, and basically I told her, I wanted to put the money in savings account because I wasn't sure where, our relationship was going, and I wasn't going to pay it towards her car if we were going to break up.
Is that what you said to her? At the time you gave her, according to you, the $3,600, you said, I'm not putting it in a checking account. I'm giving it to you to pay off your car. But if we break up, I want you to give me back the money.
Well, that never came out, but, she understood that because she
Don't tell me what she understood.
Well,
this
it
is
was
a court, Mr. Sadler.
It was like this. She had even made a statement to me that, we would discuss it if we decided she was going to use the money for something else other than what we talked about.
You talked about just paying down the car or paying down the credit cards?
Well, first it was the credit cards, and then she decided to go bankrupt, and then it was, since she was going to still have her car, just use it towards her car.
So she was going to stiff the other creditors, but the one creditor that she couldn't stiff was her mother, because her mother's the co-signer on the car. You see how you get things just let people talk and then it all comes together. Good thing that they strengthened the bankruptcy laws in this country. Financial planning is not bankruptcy. People sort of think that financial planning is another term for bankruptcy. Okay. How much did you earn last year, sir?
Last year I earned roughly $45,000.
And how much do you get in child support for your 3 children?
I get, for 3 children, I get $50 a week for 3.
What does your former wife do?
I think she works at a daycare at a gym, but she kind of goes in and out of jobs.
That's the reason you have the custody of your children.
Well, there were other reasons, but okay.
Okay. Does she see her children?
Not anymore. She's actually talking about getting for the summer because she lives in another state.
Well, if she gets them for the summer, sir, if you agree to that, you tell her that you'll give her $50 a week for the 3 children.
Actually, I'm not going to
See
give
how
her...
that flies.
I wasn't going to give her anything.
Right. Now, the $3,600 he gave you under what circumstances?
I think Stephen felt guilty because when we would break up, he would also spend money too. And he was taking out a line of credit towards the house. And even though we were a family unit, the money was only going to go towards his bills, but not help me with mine. And I think that he felt guilty, and that he said if he ever did get the money from Misha, which is the back child support, and I did raise the children for that time, that I could have it, because he considered it like free money. I can even remember when I was even at home with him and my mom was on the phone and he was saying if he did get the money, you know, that I could have it. And I was like, Mom, you know, you need to write down this date, because we didn't really know, because we have an up and down relationship. And
I got it, Miss Russell.
okay. But he did give me the money and I didn't steal it.
What did you do with it?
I paid it towards my bills. And just to let you know, I didn't just want to go bankrupt. It was, I mean, he was even saying, you know, you need to go bankrupt before these laws come into effect. It's going to be harder.
Well, whatever.
But I do
In any
care-
event, Mr. Sadler, I don't hear anything about a loan, sir. I don't hear anything about a loan for the $900. And I read your complaint very carefully, which I don't buy. I'm going to tell you why I don't buy it. Your complaint, which you swore to, says, she wanted to file bankruptcy and asked for my help, so I agreed to loan her $900 to retain an attorney. Well, that's not true. That's even not what you testified to today, right? So that's false. Then you say, in January, I received $3,600 in back child support from my first wife. I cashed the check. I was afraid if I put the money directly into my checking account, I would spend it. So I gave the entire sum to Anna to put aside for us.
Right.
Now listen to me. In the previous paragraph of your complaint, you say she wanted to file for bankruptcy because she had spent money that she shouldn't have. And then you went on to tell me I agreed to loan her the $900, and then she went on a spending spree and spent approximately $5,000 on her credit card because she knew she was going to file a bankruptcy, so she might as well work up the credit cards, right? Now, a month later, as irresponsible as that is, right? So you would say this is irresponsible, right?
Right.
She was going to file bankruptcy, which means she didn't have money. So she said, I'm going to go out and jack up my credit cards, probably buying things, Christmas presents and things like that, month of December, right, sir?
Well,
but according to you, she did that, and that was financially irresponsible. So the next month, you get the $3,600, and since you didn't trust yourself by putting it in your checking account, you gave it to Miss Responsibility to hold for us.
Steve Sadler says ex-wife Anna Russell owes for an unpaid loan to retain a bankruptcy attorney. Steve also claims Anna stole money from him.
I don't buy it, Mr. Sadler. I don't buy the $900 loan to your former wife, and I don't buy the fact that you gave her this money to hold for us. I believe that you gave her this money to pay down her credit card debt, and she owes you absolutely nothing. Zippo, nada, goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's about getting back what I felt like should have been returned to me in the event our family fell apart.
He actually had me served with papers trying to have me arrested, saying that I stole the money.
We've broke up, God, probably 16 times in the last 4 years, and I'm not about to say it's the last time.
I'm currently reading the book, He's Just Not That Into You, and if I had to give my own words of it, I would have to say he's just not that into you if he sues you and tries to have you arrested.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lee versus Gann, step forward, please.
20-year-old student Jonathan Lee is suing his former friend, 20-year-old student Christopher Gann, for killing his fish when he dumped soap in his freshwater aquarium. Christopher says it was an accident.
Your first name is Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're Christopher?
Christopher.
And you used to be roommates?
Yes.
How long were you roommates?
About a year.
You go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
What year are you in?
I'm a third year, ma'am.
I too have a third year.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Computer science.
You don't want to be a veterinarian, do you?
No.
Jonathan,
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher destroyed your fish tank.
Yes, ma'am.
And based upon those relics there, it was a big fish tank.
Yes, ma'am.
And he destroyed your fish tank with soapy water.
Yes, ma'am.
Killed all the fish.
Yes, ma'am.
He says it was the fish's fault.
More or less, ma'am.
They were in the wrong place in the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
And he tripped over them. Is that right, Christopher? I read your answer.
I kind of bumped into the tank, which
Because you say in your answer, the tank and the fish was placed in a high-traffic zone.
Yeah, I have a set of photographs with the picture of where the tank is, and it's situated.
I'd like to see that.
Oh.
Okay. When did this happen?
Sometime in November.
Jonathan, when did it happen?
November 18th, 2004, ma'am.
And you came home and found everything destroyed.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And this is where the fish tank was?
Yes.
And it wasn't on wheels, was it?
It's on cinder blocks.
It's not one of these remote-controlled fish tanks that move around.
No.
How long have you been living in this apartment?
Almost a year.
And in the year, has the fish tank been in the same spot?
It was placed in the end of summer, and then it happened in November.
So it's been there for a couple of months.
Few months, yes.
Stationary.
Stationary.
And the only thing that's moved is you.
Is me, yes.
You get my drift where I'm
Right.
going.
Oh, and I wrote in.
So why don't you tell me, Christopher, how this happened and why you don't think that you're responsible to your former roommate for replacing his fish tank?
First off, I have a copy of our rental agreement which states that no pets should be allowed and that no things should be placed in hallways that obstruct movement. So what had happened was I'd filled this bowl with soap, concentrated hand soap and water, and I was walking from the kitchen to the garage because I wanted to spot clean my shoes. So as I was walking with this bowl, I saw my roommate who crossed from downstairs into this pseudo hallway because it's the main walkway from rooms entrance to the kitchen. So I took the bowl away to get it away from him, and then he made a sudden move to like try to mess with me, and I kind of stepped back and I banged my elbow into the fish tank, dropping the bowl into the tank. And that's what happened.
Do you have any witnesses who were there that day?
Actually, no one witnessed it, so no one saw it.
Well, the other roommate was there, according to him.
He didn't tell me anything beyond that they were horsing around. That's it.
Tell me what happened when you got home.
When I got home, I came in from the garage and basically saw him and another roommate removing bubbles from the tank. And I was kind of shocked. And I go, "What happened?" He said, "I spilled soap into your tank." "How'd you do it?" "I was horsing around." "Well, what are you doing?" "Well, I'm moving the bubbles." So I ran over there and tried to fish the fish out of the tank with a net and put them into fresh water, hoping that I could save their lives. They were kind of floundering around, but I mean, there was still some sort of life in them.
How many fish did you have in the tank?
I had sitlets and plecos and a gourami, ma'am. I was trying to breed them.
So you had 6 fish?
I believe I had 7, 9, 10 fish and 2 snails, ma'am.
And they all died?
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher, listen to me carefully, sir. Whose fault do you think it is that all these fish died?
I think it should be, it's mutual, like, he shouldn't have had the tank there in the first place.
The tank's been there for months, sir. When for the first time did you complain to him that the tank was there?
I didn't want to complain to him.
So you never complained to him?
No.
When for the first time did you complain to him that he was in violation of the lease because he had pets in the apartment?
After he trying to come after me for $400.
But not before?
No.
So that's a lot of baloney. What you're saying to me really is, it's my fault and I'm trying to find some reason to avoid responsibility. So far, I haven't heard it's my fault because I was horsing around with my roommate.
It is my fault.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $330. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it's
Construction worker Patrick Walentine is suing fellow partygoer, security officer Ed Tomaselli, for dental bills as a result of being punched in the mouth. Ed claims Patrick was the aggressor.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 46 on the calendar in the matter of Walentine versus Tomaselli. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Walentine, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you at a party, causing you physical injury. You had substantial dental bills. You still have some work that has to be done. You want to be compensated for the assault. Mr. Tomaselli says that you started it, he finished it, and you were unruly. You touched him first, and he acted in self-defense. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What is your name?
Amber Trill.
This is the lovely Amber. Sit down, Amber. I'm not with you yet, but I will be. When did this happen, Mr. Walentine?
If I could recall the exact date, it would be
The questions
April
are going to
3rd.
get harder. Listen to me, Mr. Walentine. The questions are going to get harder. The date should be something that's fixed in your memory.
The night of April 3rd, 2004.
See, we're not going to play with each other. The only one that has a good time here is me. And you and the lovely Miss Amber were at a party together?
Yes.
Whose party was it?
Kind of my party, a going-away party.
Going from where to where, Mr. Walentine?
I am from New Mexico, so I was visiting I do live in Seattle right now.
And in whose house was the party?
It was kind of an office building that they renovated into a music venue.
And how did Amber get to the party?
On her own, driving.
You don't know how she got there?
No.
Was she a friend of yours before April 3rd of 2004?
Yeah, we've known each other for about 3 years.
But you did not know Mr. Tomaselli?
I did not know.
All right, so give me your version, please, of what happened on the evening of April 3rd.
It was going well. The music was going. I did notice Ed and his friends hanging out at the party earlier. I didn't.
Mr. Valentine, could you try to focus on me, sir? Focus on me. Not up in the air, not in the heavens, not at your shoes. Try to focus on me. So when you're thinking, you can think and look at me at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
To my left, Amber was standing in the corner, talking with some friends. We gave each other a hug. We ended up talking for about another 5 minutes, finished continuing going into the hallway where Ed was standing. She said, "Oh, hi, Ed. This is my friend PJ." "Hi, Ed." And instead of extending his hand out to greet me, he just cocked back and punched me in the face. And at that point, I started bleeding. I stepped back and exited, went to my car because I'm bleeding. I didn't want to fight. I just went, to my party.
How come you didn't call the police?
Because he had left already. Sure, I could call.
How do you know he left already if you went to your car?
Because Amber dragged him out, and I noticed this while I was leaving.
Okay, Mr. Tomaselli, now let's hear your version of the events.
On this night, I'd gone to the party. I was with my friends.
How did you get to the party?
I had taken Amber out for a couple of cocktails earlier, and while we were having cocktails, I don't drink, but Miss Triolo was. She said she was going to a party she was going to bartend at. "Would you like to go?" I said, "Sure." We were going to hook up, go to this party, hopefully go home later to my house. Maybe not. We weren't an item at that time.
Could we, listen, I'm not interested in the potential romance.
Okay, but this is how I got...
Shh. I'm just interested in how you got there. So you
Yes,
knew
Your
her
Honor.
before.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long had you known Amber?
About a year, year and a half.
Had you dated?
Yes, Your Honor.
You dated exclusively or just off and on?
Off and on.
All right. So you saw her on the evening of April 3rd. You had a couple of drinks with her, and then she invited you to come to this party.
I did not drink, Your Honor. I don't drink. I haven't drank in years. I'm a wrestler, athlete, professional athlete.
Okay.
I didn't drink, so I went to this party. Amber was already there. We were standing in a circle.
Who was we?
Me, my friends, and Amber.
Could you look at me when you...
Mr. Valentine came in from outside, started snuggling up next to Amber. Amber introduced us all. I said, "That's messed up," because they were snuggling. I thought I was going to be with Amber, so I walked away. When I was walking away, Mr. Valentine came up behind me, pursued me down this hallway, and said, "What's up, dog?" Okay, he did not put his hand out. He had his hand clenched, and he reached out to me. Through my experience...
How did you see that, sir, if you were walking away and he was behind you?
I was in the hallway where I turned around to see what was going on. I walked through the hallway, there was a lot of people. I turned around to see where my buddies were, and Mr. Valentine was behind me.
Yes.
He put his hand on my shoulder, said, "What's up,
How did he
dog?"
put his hand on your shoulder?
Reached out towards me.
Touched your shoulder?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
At that time, I turned around and said, "I'm not your dog." And yes, I did hit him. Through my experience and expertise, I know when someone comes up behind you and says, "What's up, dog?" he has bad intentions. A man this size has the potential of hurting me, someone my size, very badly.
All right, Amber. Front and center. You and Mr. Tomaselli were out earlier that evening?
Yes.
Mr. Tomaselli did not drink?
No.
You got to the party? You went with him?
No.
You went in your own car?
I believe so, yes.
Try getting it more specific than that. Did you go in your own car or did you go with Mr. Tomaselli?
No, I drove.
So you met there?
Yes.
Why do I feel as if I'm telling this story by myself? These are not trick questions. They may get harder, but right now they're not trick questions, Amber. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. All right. You were present at the time that Mr. Valentine was struck in the mouth?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened. Try looking at me when you tell me how that happened.
We were talking, Patrick and I, and Mr. Tomaselli walked up, and I said, "Hey, Ed, how's it going?" You know, I gave him a hug, told him hi, and I introduced him to PJ, and instead of them meeting each other, he just socked him in the face.
Why would he do that?
Jealousy.
He wasn't drunk or anything, right?
No.
He was clearly angry because he said, hey, that's messed up. Right, Mr. Tomaselli?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, who are you?
My name's Kyle McElroy.
Kyle, you were there that day.
I was there that evening.
Good. And I know that you're dying to tell me your version of these events, aren't you, Kyle?
I can't wait.
Well, then just step up here, Kyle. Kyle, how old are you?
I'm 21.
How long have you known Mr. Tomaselli?
I knew none of the parties that night.
How'd you get to this party?
Through a friend of mine. It's a Wednesday night kegger that, as far as I knew, it was like a deal that they had every Wednesday.
Wednesday night, the West Wing is on. Why would anybody want to go to a kegger?
So, would you like me to tell my story? Would you? Okay. Like he said, we were standing there talking. Amber, we were sitting there talking to Amber. This guy walked up. We were introduced. We were standing there. Then Ed got, frustrated, decided to...
Just a minute. I'm going to ask you to speculate. Why did Ed get frustrated?
Well, like you say, the girl he thought he was coming to meet at the party was...
Canoodling.
Canoodling. So...
with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I saw Ed walking away. The guy kind of came up behind him and kind of turned his shoulder. "What's up, dog?" Ed said, "I'm not your dog."
Well, you just did something. You said, "What's up, dog?" And then you did something like extend your hand.
But kind of, yeah, well...
What does that mean?
Well, like I said...
Touched him on his shoulder, right?
Yeah. Ed took it as a threat, obviously. Punched the guy.
You can sit down.
Thank you.
You too. Mr. Tomaselli, you're clearly a very powerful young man. You are proficient in the martial arts.
Yes, Your Honor.
One of the things that they teach you, because I know I have grandchildren who take these martial art classes, is you're supposed to be able to control yourself, Mr. Tomaselli, right?
Yes,
it's all
Your Honor.
about control, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think you controlled yourself well that night, Mr. Tomaselli. I think you got very angry. You can't even make an excuse that you'd had something to drink, but you hurt him badly. And there was no aggression on his part, not even according to your witness. He was probably stupid drunk, but he's just sort of a big goof. Mr. Tomaselli, I want you to trust me. He's really just sort of a big goof.
If you say so, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Tomaselli, he didn't come up behind you, spin you around, and punch you. He came up, he put his hand on you, and said to you, "What's up, dog?" Now, I don't know what that means, and I may be out of things. My children are older than Officer Bird's children. Do you know what "what's up, dog" means? What does it mean?
How you doing, man?
How you doing? That's what it would seem to me to mean. What's up, dog? It's not necessarily a term of endearment, but it's not, choose your weapons. We're going to, we're going to joust.
Not from my mouth, at least.
Oh, you're just a big doughboy. He's you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a bad guy. Let me see your dental bills, Mr. Valentine.
The first occurred is for the infection. I got all puffed up and in pain. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, and
You're right.
that
I
had
know.
to get antibiotics, painkillers, so I could finally sleep and go back to work.
Which tooth was it? The tooth that's missing?
Yeah.
That one? You need an implant there?
I still need to get my implant.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, young, 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiancé about.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patrick Wallentine says fellow partygoer Ed Tomaselli punched him in the mouth. Ed says Patrick was too friendly with his date.
What do you do for a living?
I do a lot of things, but right now
What you just said, what's your favorite thing?
My favorite?
Yeah. You know, you do a lot of things, so tell me what your favorite,
My
what
favorite
your fave is.
is to sing and host people, kind of like parties.
This is so painful.
That's my favorite thing. But right now, I do have a painting business and a construction business that I work for. So but I can do anything.
Can't put in an implant.
I can't.
See what I mean? Mr. Tomaselli.
Yes, Your Honor.
Harmless. You misjudged his intent. Put your hand down.
Sorry.
All right? He's a lover, not a fighter. Do you know what I mean? He didn't want to hurt you. And you overreacted because you were angry. And you have to pay for that. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ed didn't tell the truth. I did not touch him.
It was a tombstone, flying ruckus, left.
I fell back, and that's all, and I walked out.
Went down like everybody.
Maybe he's been choked a couple times, can't really remember it quite straight.
When they step up to the plate, like Hank Aaron, I just knock him out of the park.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Soyak versus Holloway. Step forward, please.
Limousine driver James Soyak is suing former client, business owner Tim Holloway, for an unpaid hotel bill. James says Tim is a scammer.
Mr. Holloway, how old are you, sir?
33.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I have a maintenance company.
How long have you had it?
My dad had it since '59. I took it over about 3 years ago.
He's no longer involved in the business.
Sometimes, yeah.
So he still goes into the office?
Correct.
On a daily basis?
2 or 3 times a week.
Are you making this up as we're going along, sir?
No.
Are you trying to give me accurate answers? Because you never can tell why I'm asking you these questions.
Correct.
Now, do you live alone or do you live with someone else?
I live with my fiance.
Did you move into her place or did you move in someplace together?
Together.
When?
2 years ago.
What's the address?
North Wilson.
How large an apartment is it?
It's a condo, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Are you renting or did you buy it?
We're renting that.
Are you both on the lease?
Yes.
I love this, like shooting fish in a barrel. Now, Mr. Soyak, you drive a limousine.
Yes, ma'am.
And your complaint is that you drove Mr. Holloway in your limousine to a casino, hotel.
Yes.
And he told you that he'd forgotten his wallet and he needed a hotel room. So you agreed to put the hotel room on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true.
He used the room and then stiffed you for the reimbursement.
I rented 2 rooms for him, $99 each.
In addition, he didn't have his wallet, so he said he needed some money. You gave him cash. He gave you a check.
Yes, ma'am.
For $300. The check bounced.
Yes.
That's not true.
What's not true, sir?
The room, not the check.
Let's talk about the check.
Okay.
Let me hear.
I gave him a check. Me and my fiance was having problems at the house. I couldn't get to what I need to get to the bank. I owe him for the $300, but the hotel room, it never happened.
Okay. Now, Mr. Holloway, your last paragraph of your answer, which you swore to, sir, says, I did give him a check for $300, which was returned. I explained that I had just moved and was having problems with my bank account.
I did just move.
No, just a second. I explained that I had just moved.
Same thing I just said.
No, that's not. Mr. Holloway, let me understand something, sir. No more than 5 minutes ago, I said to you, where do you live? You gave me the address. Who do you live with? I live with my fiancé. How long have you lived there in the condo? 2 years. Did you sign a lease? Yes.
That's what I said, but I just moved. If we was having problems, evidently, I had to leave because we was having problems. So I did leave. Now, now we reconciled, that's one thing, but I did leave. So what I told you is the truth.
Can I see the bills for the 2 rooms, please? Mr. Soyak, how long have you been driving a limousine?
10 years.
Okay. You ever have this kind of trouble?
Never.
Mr. Soyak, let me explain something to you. Don't be an idiot. You don't take out your credit card, allow somebody to put money on your credit card. You don't take checks from people you don't know.
You're absolutely right.
Good. Can I have it, please? The rooms you rented for $99, but he certainly did a lot more damage than the $99.
He drank everything in the bar, plus movies, plus phone calls.
I never went in the room.
Okay. You owe him a whole bunch of money, sir. You owe him for these 2 hotel rooms. Who else was with you? Who else was with him, Mr. Soyak?
He found a couple of young gentlemen. They were walking the street while we were in Old Town Pasadena, and he claimed he's a music producer. And I don't know how he knew these guys can sing, but he made friends with them and invited them later to be picked up in the car, and we drove them also to the Commerce Casino. He didn't want the other two men to sleep in the same room as him, so he wanted me to get a separate room for them.
That's a lie. That never happened.
It's not a lie because I have my witnesses
Mr. Holloway,
here.
Mr. Holloway.
I have my witnesses here. My other driver that picked him up Sunday.
So you dropped him off and somebody else picked him up?
Yes.
Who picked him up?
Richard. He's my co-driver.
Step up, sir. Your last name?
Thompson.
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, like young, like 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiancé about. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,113. That's all. Step out.
Thank you.
Daniel Rodriguez for damaging 2 of her vehicles by kicking them. Daniel says Amber and her friends cheated on a poker hand.
Now, this is case number 91 on the calendar in the matter of Hunting versus Rodriguez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Hunting, according to what I read, there was a poker game that was going on in your home?
Correct.
And the defendant was one of the participants in the game. There was some sort of a disagreement as to who had the winning hand. Defendant lost, and you claim that in a tiff, when he left, he damaged your car. He says he didn't do it. How do you know him?
He is just a friend of a friend, and he was invited to my house by our mutual friend.
Do you have a regular poker game that goes on in your house?
No, it was just for fun.
How many people were there?
6.
Men or women?
There were 2 women and 4 men.
How many of the men did you know?
3 of them.
He was the only one you didn't know?
Correct.
What about the other woman?
She's my witness, Tristan.
So tell me what happened.
Well, it was August 27th, 2004, and we just had a gathering at my house of friends, and he came with our friend Robert, and I had no reservations about it. I was okay with that. And I think he had been drinking before he came over, but I still wasn't really concerned. He decided to participate in our game, and it had gone on for a good couple hours with no problems. We were all just hanging out, having fun, no problems at all. And then when he had thought he won a hand and there was some questions about it, he kind of got defensive and aggressive when we tried to tell him otherwise. And he got angry at us, and he started calling names and pushing people and getting up and getting violent.
So what happened next?
Well, we tried to break it up. He tried to fight my boyfriend. He was calling names. He picked up a bike and actually threw it across the deck and bruised my friend's arm. I have a picture.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am.
Why would she make up such a story?
I don't know. I can't
Did
really
you lose a hand in
speculate.
poker?
No, ma'am. I still remember the hand.
Well, was there some sort of a dispute as to whether you won?
Yes, ma'am.
So you won the game,
Yes, ma'am.
and then they told you you lost the game and couldn't take the money.
Actually, her boyfriend had agreed that I won, and then she jumped in the middle, tried to read his card, said, "No, you won, look at your hand." He looked, and then he agreed, tried to take the money. But he already called the wrong hand. He called a hand lower than mine. I started taking the money down. He kept trying to argue with me. She kept jumping in the middle. I admit I did call her, but it wasn't really directed towards her. It was like, I don't want to hear what any have to say when 2 men are playing a game. It's our money, it's our game. No one else is in the game.
The women weren't playing?
No, they already lost.
Sorry.
They already lost all their money, so there's only 3
But the
people
women
left.
had been playing,
Yes, ma'am.
and you did play with the women.
Yes, ma'am.
So it wasn't as if you don't want to play with women, that it was
Oh,
just a
no.
man's game.
No, we were all playing. They lost. There were 3 of us left.
And nothing happened with the bicycle.
No, there was a bike in the way, but I was getting pulled out of their house, and I bumped into a bike. I never picked a bike up, threw it, or anything like that.
Okay, then according to you, Miss Hunting, Mr. Rodriguez damaged your car when he left. How did he damage your car?
He damaged 2 vehicles. He was inside, and it took a good 15 minutes to get him calmed down. We were trying to calm him down. He wouldn't calm down, so he was physically removed from my house.
How was he physically removed?
By our friend Robert.
Is that right?
Yeah, he escorted me out of the house.
He pulled you out?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't want to leave?
No, her boyfriend had tried to start a fight with me, so I stood up. We were going to fight, and he didn't want to fight, and then her mom came in, said we're going to call the police, told her to call the police, you know. They're trying to rob me of my money.
So you still felt as if you were owed that money
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
pot? So you didn't want to leave without your money?
No, ma'am.
So you were pulled out by Robert?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you were pulled out, Mr. Rodriguez?
Well, he pulled me out, but right before the door closed, I said, look, you know, I'll leave, but I want my money, at least the money I put into the pot in the beginning. They went and got my money. He gave it to me. He walked to his car and got in and left.
Who walked to the car?
Me and Robert.
Robert was the one who had brought you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was a friend of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he still a friend of yours?
Yeah.
See him?
Yeah. He lives on the same street, so yeah, we see
Good.
each other.
And you claim that he damaged cars when he left. You have any witness? Did you see him do that?
I actually have Robert here as a witness.
Really? Bring him in. And Robert is your friend?
Yes, ma'am.
So Robert wouldn't lie for her?
I can't speak on that. He's intimate with her friend, so a lot of people do a lot of things when they're with somebody.
I don't think that's important.
Swear the witness, please.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, I do.
State your name for the record, please.
Robert Silva.
Mr. Silva, Mr. Rodriguez says that you're a friend of his. Is that right?
That's correct.
How long have you known him?
About 15, 16 years.
You invited him to a party on the 27th of August at Miss Hunting's home. Is that right?
Yes.
You were playing poker?
Yes.
And there was some sort of a dispute over a winning hand. We're getting past that. Did you see an incident involving Mr. Rodriguez and a bicycle?
No.
Didn't see him pick up or toss a bicycle?
No.
Did you remove him from the house?
We walked out together.
You didn't pull him out of the house?
Pull, no. I was just, he wasn't done talking, and I think we were done talking, so I said it was time to go.
Now, when he left the house, can you describe what happened, sir?
I told him to leave, and I went to go close the door.
Look at me when you're talking.
And on the way out, I seen him kick Amber's car on the way out.
How many cars did you see him kick?
I only seen him kick Amber's car.
Did you say anything to him when you finally caught up to him?
No.
You didn't say, why did you kick Amber's car?
It's too late. It doesn't matter why. I couldn't stop it.
Oh, no. That's their witness. They say
That's their witness, sir, but it's your friend for 17 years.
Oh, yes, ma'am. But it just seems fugazi to me because...
What?
It seems a little funny to me because they said I threw a bicycle. He didn't see it.
No, he didn't see that.
I kicked 2 cars, and he only seen me kick 1. I don't know. The story seems wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair. Not that it's really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking.
And later today...
Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amber Hunting says acquaintance Daniel Rodriguez vandalized 2 of her cars after an argument over a poker game. Amber has produced a surprise eyewitness.
Did you call the police immediately?
As soon as I saw the damage to the vehicles, I went inside.
Was that the same day, the 27th of August?
Yes.
Can I see the police report, please? How old are you, Miss Hunting?
21.
You live at home with your folks?
With my mother.
And this is your mom?
Yes.
Who, if I called her as a witness, would testify about a lot of bad language that she heard, and she said she was going to call the police, correct?
Correct.
You have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see them, please. Well, the detective who responded saw the following, Mr. Rodriguez. He saw the damage to the cars. The issue is really, was this old damage, new damage? But let me tell you what the police officer wrote. Second vehicle, 1997 Ford Escort, belonged to Amber's mother, Doreen Hunting. I noticed a circular dent near the driver's side door and chipped paint around the dent. I located several pieces of the chipped paint on the ground directly below the dent on the door. So you know what that suggests to me, Mr. Rodriguez?
New damage.
Very smart. Now, who do you think had a motive to be angry that night?
I did.
And whose dear friend who invited them to this party says it was you who caused the damage?
Mine.
Mr. Rodriguez, if you were sitting in my place, would you think that I caused the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair.
But
Not that it's really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking. What are the estimates to fix these two dents?
$1,893.
Together?
Yes.
That's a bargain. So not only didn't you win, sir, at poker that night, but your temper is going to cost you $1,893. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was drunkenness, and nobody was really listening to each other, and emotions run high when drinking is involved.
There were a bunch of people playing a game of poker who were too drunk to know how to really play.
It wasn't that big of a deal until my vehicles were damaged.
They were talking, they wanted to call the police, wanted to fight.
He was my friend's friend. I didn't think it was necessary. I had hoped that he would calm down.
I told him to call the police. I thought it was a good idea.
I just wanted to handle it right and take care of it, but he denied it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's no big deal, you know. I've known him 15 years. It's just one night.
Thank you for showing up and taking care of everything, and I'm glad everything's over with.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kerr versus Guthrie. Step forward, please.
26-year-old account manager Lisa Kerr is suing her ex-boyfriend, Private Eye Gary Guthrie, for a loan to buy a spy cell phone. Gary says the spy equipment was a gift.
Ms. Kerr, who is this?
This is my witness, my friend Lindsay.
Mr. Guthrie, who is this?
This is my brother Adam in witness.
This is the situation as I understand it. You and Mr. Guthrie dated briefly. Was it a time he was separated from your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
And for some strange reason, according to you, Mr. Guthrie, who needed some spy equipment, that's your business, you're in security, surveillance, and you agreed to put it on your credit card, this piece of equipment that he saw that he liked. And you did. According to you, he said he was going to pay for it. The piece of equipment came, you and Mr. Guthrie no longer an item. Mr. Guthrie says that the spy equipment doesn't work.
Correct.
So he's not paying for it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Well
is not an answer, Mr. Guthrie.
Well,
if it worked, listen to me very carefully, sir. If it worked, were you going to pay for it? Just a second. The questions get harder. What's your first name?
Gary.
Gary? Listen to me, Gary. Try not to play with me, sir, otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Yes, Your Honor.
That wasn't hard, was it, Gary?
No.
Did you actually think you were going to come here and make a fool out of me?
No.
So it didn't work. And you told the plaintiff it didn't work, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the company said, send it back to us, and while you're not going to get your money back, you can buy additional merchandise.
Or switch it out for another one that might work if it
Or
came.
switch it out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood that, right, Gary?
Yes, Your Honor.
See how mellow Gary is getting now? Gary gets it now. Because in Gary's answer, he thought he was being a wise guy, and he told me first it was a gift from her, that she bought him a gift. And then she changed her mind because she went back to her husband and they got this big bill, and that's why she's probably coming after him. That didn't ring true to me. So that's why I asked Gary if he was intending to pay her back for it if it worked. You understand, Gary? Then you bring along genius with you over here. Because the idea was, according to you, and you agree, that you were told to pack up the old equipment and send it back to the company. And you brought her over the box.
No, I didn't actually bring the box.
How did she get the box?
Through my brother.
He brought her the box.
Yes.
And she paid for sending it back.
That's correct.
Not you. She paid for sending it back. Now, genius, you can stand up.
Lisa Kerr says ex-boyfriend Gary Guthrie owes for a loan to buy a spy phone. Gary claims the phone was broken and he tried to return it.
You got a first name?
Adam.
You didn't pack up the spy equipment, did you, Adam?
I was told...
Is not an answer.
I did pack up the equipment.
You did?
But I grabbed the wrong device, apparently.
What does that mean, genius?
When I gave it to Lisa and she'd shipped it off, they could tell her it was the wrong device. But I did not know because my brother was out of town. It was a phone call that told me to pack up the device.
What did you tell your brother to do?
I told him to grab my cell phone and pack it up to get to her.
Your cell phone? Well, that's not a spy piece of equipment that costs $3,400.
Well, if you've seen my other cell phones, you'd understand that I have a lot of cell phones, and all my cell phones are pretty high-tech.
I somehow think, Adam, that this was a little scammy-whammy that was going on here, kids. You sent back the wrong thing. Did you send back the wrong thing?
Yes, by accident.
Ultimately, you found the device, and it had not been sent back, right?
Correct.
When you found the device that had not been sent back, what was the first thing you did?
Well, I told her I obviously must...
So the first thing you did was call her?
I tried to attempt to. I wasn't able to get in touch with her.
So you did call her?
Yes, once I found out it was the wrong device.
Well, then I want to know, what date did you find out it was the wrong device?
Mid-December, somewhere in the middle of December.
And when did you find out that they didn't receive the device?
It was right around December the 18th or 20th.
And when did Mr. Guthrie call you?
I actually never spoke with him about that until I had left to go on Christmas vacation, and I ended up breaking my leg. So I was out of commission for a few months, and I finally got a hold of him again in March.
So between December, when he found out that he did not give you the right piece of equipment, and March, are you telling me he never called you?
Not that I spoke with him, and not a message that I got from him, no.
So he never called?
No, ma'am.
As far as you know, he never called?
Right.
What did you do with the piece of equipment, Gary?
Well, come mid-April, we were fishing, and I was trying to get the device to work, which is the whole issue, how it didn't work. And out of frustration, it actually ended up in the lake.
So, Gary, who do you think ought to pay for this piece of equipment?
Well, my assumption, seeing that she didn't call me back for that period of time...
Didn't call you back? Did you send her a letter?
I didn't send a certified letter, Your Honor, no.
Did you send her back the piece of equipment and say, I'm sorry, my idiot brother made a mistake? The answer is no. The answer is you took the piece of equipment and you threw it in the lake. It's according to you. I don't know whether I believe you or not, but that's according to you. When did you throw it in the lake, Gary?
Let's see, April, mid-April.
So you could have done a lot of things. The first thing that you could have done was try her once on the phone. If I believed that, you couldn't get her in. So you pack the piece of equipment up and say, I'm sorry, this was a big mistake. That's in December. I'm going to bear the burden of sending it back to the company. I don't want you to send it back for another $70 because my brother doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback, right? You chose not to do that, Gary. Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband? Huh?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed that she went back to her husband, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it. How much was it?
The original purchase was $3,035. The other items that he chose to replace it came to an additional $223. They wouldn't send me a return authorization.
Just a second, you mean you bought other stuff, Gary? Gary! Did you buy other stuff? You bought another $223 worth of stuff?
I was trying to exchange, yes.
You were trying to exchange it for the wrong piece of equipment that your brother sent back.
Something that actually worked.
Just a second. You bought some other stuff despite the fact that your brother sent back a bad cell phone instead of this piece of spy equipment.
I wasn't aware that he'd done that, Your Honor.
Well, did you send back the other stuff that you purchased for $223?
I never received it.
We never received it because we had to give them the list of the items that we wanted in replace of it. After we gave them that list, they gave us the return authorization. Once they received the phone, they were going to send the items. Well, they never received the phone.
So they never sent the items. Why,
Yes,
then you shouldn't be charged for them.
But I have the email where it says we have to charge your card prior to even giving you the return
Then you
authorization.
have to call them and say you never sent those items. Do you understand? I'm not charging you for those. That you take up with the company. They never sent you the merchandise. They can't charge you.
I have done that. It's a company in Thailand. It's really the only way I can communicate with them is through email.
Well, then I would suggest that you be smarter next time and not deal with a company in Thailand and not deal with Gary.
Understood.
And his brother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,035. That's all.
Well, he's excused. You may step out.
Well, I would.
41-year-old hairdresser Kim Reed Herbert claims he overpaid his child support. Kim is countersuing for attorney's fees.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 336 on the calendar in the matter of Biggert versus Reed. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Biggert, the defendant is your former wife, and it is
Yes.
your claim that since you've been divorced, separated, and under a child support order, you have overpaid some $3,500 in child support.
Yes.
You say that it was not an overpayment, the money was used for the children, and there was some sort of an agreement for him to pay you additional money. You have a counterclaim for $700 because you say he was ordered to pay $700 in attorney's fees for some sort of a custody proceeding the two of you were involved with, and he did not pay that amount. When were you divorced?
1988.
And you have two children?
Yes.
How old are they?
Howard is 18 and Sarah is 16.
And what was the child support order?
It was approximately $1,200 per month.
And during what period of time did you overpay?
I'm assuming it was over the whole period because when I received the paperwork from the court, it just said we did an investigation from the time you started paying child support until the end of August.
So over a 13-year period?
Yes.
And you can't definitively say over what period of time you made these overpayments?
No.
Should have kept better records. Was the overpayment agreed to be reimbursed by the defendant at any time in court?
I was not aware there was an overpayment until I received the paperwork from the court saying they had done an investigation into the child
Let
support.
me see the piece of paper you received. At the time you received this order, it indicates that $3,573.85 was overpaid over the course of 13 years.
Yes.
I'll hear you.
All the money that I got was spent on the kids.
Were you aware of the fact, Mrs. Reed, that you were being overpaid?
Not at the time, no, because the checks always fluctuated.
When did you become aware that you were receiving too much money?
About a month and a half ago when I got it through the mail.
And when did you become aware of the fact, sir, that you had overpaid child support?
When I received that notice in the mail from the
When
court.
did you remarry, Mrs. Reed?
May of this year.
Prior to that, both children lived with you?
Yes.
And did your former husband see the children regularly?
No.
Did you see the children?
At times, but not.
You have a reasonable relationship with your children?
Yes.
Do either of your children live with you now?
I have custody of my daughter,
And how old is she?
16.
Which she does not live with him.
Who does she live with?
My second ex-wife.
Do you pay child support to your second ex-wife?
I reimburse her for any expenses that she incurs for my daughter, or I pay the expenses directly.
Under what circumstances did your daughter leave your home?
I think it was because I finally got help raising the kids, and I think it was too structured and she didn't like it.
Do you work?
Oh, yes. I have a beauty salon.
Are you under a current child support order for your 16-year-old daughter?
No.
How come?
Well, probably when she went to live with her dad, it was all of a sudden, and I was told she was moving in with her father. 3 weeks later, I find she's living with her stepmother. So I was not very happy about that. And no one's ever requested child support from me. But as my income compared to his income, I don't think there would be much anyways.
I'm not so sure.
Well.
How many children do you have?
5.
How many children do you have?
2.
I guarantee you if somebody requested child support, you would pay it.
Oh, definitely.
What kind of income did you have at the time that the children were living with you?
It was about $11,000 a year. So it was like all I could do to keep us in the house that we bought together when we were married, but I wanted to keep the kids where they were raised.
I want to do a calculation for you, Mr. Biggert. Maybe it will make you feel better. Difference of $3,500 over the 13-year period. Do you know what that comes out to, Mr. Biggert? $22 a month.
Yes.
Or $5 a week. So nobody got rich on that difference. And quite frankly, I don't feel justified in saying to the defendant, who really didn't know that she had received an overpayment, now you have to come up with $3,500, unless you can tell me that you don't think that she spent that $5 a week, at least in part, on the children.
Well, I think, Your Honor, that she's probably spent more than that, and I spent more than that over that 13-year period myself.
Right. That's a good thing. Okay. You want to tell me about this counterclaim that you have?
Yes, I've got information that he was to pay for our son being custody changed last year, it was ordered that he pay me the amount of $900.
$900 for what?
The attorney fees for the custody.
What happened with that custody proceeding?
Well, actually, my son come back to live with us, with LG and I, and the 900 attorney fees, it says here, was to be paid to me to pay my lawyer. And so far, Herb's paid 200 of it, and said he would pay me, or if I paid the other 700, he would deduct it from the 3,500 that I owed, and he would only be suing me for the 2,800.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't feel that was correct.
What did you
when
feel
the
was
court
correct?
order, because I have a court order here stating that he's to pay it.
You have a court order that he was to pay $900 for your attorney, and he's got a court order that says that he's supposed to pay so much for child support. He overpaid you in child support. You want me to give more recognition to your order than to his?
No.
So why should he pay you a penny?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Herbert Biggert says ex-wife Kim Reed owes for the return of child support. Herbert claims he overpaid and Kim kept the money.
Go ahead.
This was supposed to be paid back in January, and it was not paid.
I understand. Well, that's your counterclaim. He's what?
Your Honor, if I might, you said yourself we were talking about $5 a week over 13 years.
Right. But accumulates to $3,500.
Exactly.
Right.
This court order was basically after the fact as far as paying the attorney fees from a change of custody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the countersuit.
When was the order?
January 9th, 2001.
Okay. No, he was still paying child support in January of 2001, sir.
Yes.
He was still overpaying child support in January of 2001.
But we didn't know until now.
I understand that. But for you to suggest that I'm going, or anyone would order him to pay you $700 or $900 for your attorney's fees when you have collected $3,500 in excess of the child support award, even over 13 years, is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Especially, Ms. Reed, since, and I don't know all of the facts, but you have a 16-year-old for whom you are paying zero support.
Because I was never ordered yet.
Ms. Reed, if a man said that to me in court, I don't have to pay child support because I was never ordered to pay it, I would wipe up the floor with them. You don't have to be ordered to pay support for a minor child. That's your obligation. That's your obligation as a parent.
But I do not have the funds that he has.
Doesn't make any difference.
But if my daughter needs something, I do go get her and take her.
No. You don't have to have the same funds that he has. Child support obligations are supposed to be fair. And you have perhaps less funds than he does, and he has more obligations than you do. You have yourself and your husband, and he's got himself, and he has at least 4 children that he's supporting. One is emancipated, but he has 4 children for whom he pays support, including your daughter, who is no longer living with you. So you should be paying something to his ex-wife every month.
To his ex-wife, I would.
Well, then you should be, and you don't have to wait for a court order to do that.
Well, see, I never understood how all this went. When I had both my children, he paid me. When he had Howard, or one of my children, and I had the other, it just got cut in half, and I didn't have to pay for Howard, so I didn't understand that I really should have to pay for her. And knowing that, I have no problem. I just didn't know.
Well, just a minute. I mean, I just want you to think about this. Howard went to live with his father, so he paid you half of what he had been paying.
Right.
Why should he pay you anything?
I don't
Why should he pay you anything? Now, you have 1 child, he has 1 child, and you each support the 1 child that you have in your custody. You think it's sort of fair that his child support order was cut in half. To me, you have far fewer obligations. You have a working mate, and if 1 child is living with you and 1 child is living with him, then what you do is you each take care of the child that's living with you. We shouldn't have to pay you a penny. That's fair. I try to be a fair person. In any event, Mr. Biggert, while I am minorly sympathetic with your position, truth of the matter is, if you never got this piece of paper from child support enforcement, you would not have known that you had overpaid over the course of 13 years an additional $5 a week. Correct?
Yes.
You would have been able to sleep easier.
Yes.
Right? Not a big deal. On the other hand, because the money went for your kids. There's no question that if she had an extra $5 a week, she didn't go out and buy herself a sable coat. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
All right. On the other hand, it is the height of chutzpah. You know chutzpah?
I know chutzpah.
To suggest that I'm going to give you any part of your counterclaim after you have been enriched over the course of 13 years, the amount of $3,500. So your counterclaim is dismissed, your lawsuit is dismissed. Go, be nice parents to your children, don't fight anymore, and try to be happy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. When the court determined that I had overpaid, and I thought it was fair to receive the money back.
I spent it on the children.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Aikman versus Ward. Step forward, please.
29-year-old store manager Christine Aikman is suing her ex-fiancé, 34-year-old auto mechanic James Ward, for the return of her belongings. James says she gave him the belongings in exchange for a car.
Ms. Aikman, how long did you and the defendant live together?
6 years.
When did you separate?
We actually separated shortly after Christmas of last year.
And according to your complaint, when he left, he took some property that was yours?
Correct.
And that he owes you for some rent?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Ward says he doesn't owe you anything for rent, and that the things that he took, it was a trade-off with a car that you had together. That you took the car, and that was the agreement, that he would be able to take certain property. All right, so I have a few questions. When you lived together for this 6-year period, how did you handle the finances, Ms. Aikman?
With his paychecks, he'd take care of rent, other little things. With mine, I'd take care of our cable, our lights, food, necessities.
And how much was the rent?
$5.95 plus gas.
And when you had to buy things for the house, how did you do that?
It would just depend on what money was where, what was left.
So tell me about these things that you say that he took that belonged to you. What did he take?
He took an antique bed that was given to me by my grandfather. My grandmother passed away. I was also given her...
Okay, so a bed that was a gift to you.
Right.
From your grandmother. Justice. Sure. Let's deal with one thing at a time, please. An antique bed that was a gift to you, not purchased, it was a gift to you. All right, Mr. Ward, let's deal with the bed. You took the bed.
All I have is a box spring and a frame, and it was given to both of us by her grandfather.
When you say
her
a box...
mattress, I left the mattress.
I'm not talking about the mattress. The bed itself,
Just a steel frame and 2 box springs is all.
Not
the
a
original
headboard?
bed.
It doesn't
Not
have a headboard?
No headboard, no nothing.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Give me a break. What kind of an antique frame? I never heard of an antique frame. I heard of an old frame, but I never heard of an antique frame.
She's had it forever.
Oh, Miss Aikman, give me a break. Move on. What's next?
All right. I also have a 27-inch color TV.
Now, where did the 27-inch color TV come from?
I purchased it with my tax refund about 4 years prior.
4 years ago while you were still together?
Yes.
While you were sharing your money?
Correct.
Okay. What's next?
There's also the antique, or the quilt that my grandmother handmade that I cannot replace.
Quilt? Where's the quilt?
It's not an antique, it's store-bought.
I don't care.
And she said I could have it with the bed, with everything else.
Yeah, she wants her quilt back.
Okay.
We'll put it in a box and send it back to her. It came from her grandmother. What's next? One quilt. What's next?
And the color TV.
How many TVs did you have?
We had one that worked and one that didn't. He conveniently left the one that didn't.
What else did he leave?
Well, the bedroom set that was given to me, he actually left that.
Bedroom set?
Yes. Washer and dryer. He left me my kitchen.
Kitchen set?
Actually, he took the kitchen table and chairs, but he left me my dishes, my pots and pans. He did leave all that.
So far, what's the vision in my head is that what you get back is the quilt. What's next?
And the back owing in rent that he left when he left in the middle of the night on January 27th.
Now, had you paid January's rent, sir?
No, I haven't. I made arrangements with the landlord, gave him a 30-day notice.
When did you do that, sir?
January 1st.
Well, that's not 30 days notice if you left on the 27th.
I gave him the 3rd. I told him the 3rd of February.
Okay. And
I
so
moved out earlier.
Show me the proof that you paid January's rent, because that was your arrangement. You were going to pay the rent. She was paying.
I haven't paid it yet. I
Your Honor?
made arrangements with him. I needed the money to move into another place.
So you haven't paid it yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, so so you owe her. All right, now how much did you have to pay?
I had to pay $710, Your Honor.
Let me see. And what the rent was But the rent was $5.95, is that right?
Plus gas.
And how much is the gas?
$73.57 plus $20 late fee.
Your Honor.
What?
There was a $250 deposit on those apartments.
Okay.
That I should at least be entitled to discount half of that.
They were only going to give back $100 for cleaning since they left it trashed.
Who left it trashed?
They brought 3 kids in the apartment after I moved out, and when they vacated
How
on the 27th...
much was the security deposit that was left? Show
as
me.
far as what I know and what the landlord told me, there probably wasn't going to be much left.
Well, that you have to proceed with the company anyway. You know you owe her this money. You said you needed this money to move into a new apartment. You owe her the money because your responsibility was to pay the rent. She paid for all the other bills. You were there practically the entire month of January, so that was your responsibility.
Right.
The rent. Other than that,
I also paid the electric and the cable bills.
All right. Listen, after 6 years, don't bother me with nonsense. Will you please? Okay. You get your quilt back because that was an antique. Tell me about this car. When did you purchase it, sir?
In 1999, we got it financed.
And you both paid for that car?
Yes, we did.
Is that right? And you now have the car?
I do. Because I was the only one that was licensed and insured on that car.
Doesn't make any difference, but you both paid for it and you have the car.
Right. Okay. Because when I took my name off the leasing, they gave him 10 days to get a driver's license and insurance.
Your Honor, that's totally false.
I'm not listening. Did I look at you to speak?
No.
I was the only one insured.
I don't care. What I'm saying to you is, let's be fair about this. You had a car that you drove as a couple for 2 years.
Correct.
You each paid a portion of what it took to maintain that car and to pay it off to finance it.
Correct.
Is that right?
I'm still paying it off. Yes.
Well, that's fine, but during the time you were both paying for it.
Correct.
You now have the car. You're getting the benefit of some of his payments for the car. Is that right?
That's right.
So why should he give you the last month's rent?
Because I was kind enough to let him stay in the apartment, not kick him out when he didn't sign the lease. He hadn't signed the lease.
He hadn't signed the lease. What difference did it make whether he signed the lease or not? He was paying the rent. So my question to you is, for 2 years, you each contributed to the monthly payment on a car.
Correct.
And how many years do you have left to pay on the car?
November, I believe, of this year, it will be paid off.
Fine. So now you have a car to which he contributed over the course of 2 years. Is that right?
Correct.
So you get nothing for rent. Goodbye. Have a good life. Have a happy life. Have a safe trip home.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge underwriter Coney Cramblett for various unpaid loans. Coney says Roger's lawsuit is bogus.
Come to order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 588 on the calendar in the matter of Dangler versus Cramblett. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Dangler, you and the defendant, according to the complaint that I've read, lived together back in the late 90s and separated sometime in 2000.
That's correct.
And you claim during the course of the time that you and the defendant lived together that she borrowed money from you, approximately $4,000. The defendant sort of acknowledges that you loaned her money, but said that during the time that you lived together, she worked for you in your business without pay and worked it off. She has a counterclaim for some property that she left behind.
Correct.
Okay. Tell me what the loans were for, the exact amounts, when the loans were made.
Okay, we had verbal agreement on a lot of these items that I have here.
Let's go, I'm ready.
And part of them was for a lawn tractor that we purchased. There was a rebate.
Just a second. A lawn tractor that you purchased. When?
December 11th of 1998.
12/11/98. Now explain that to me. A lawn tractor that you purchased together?
Coney purchased it through the company she worked for, but it was actually my tractor that I traded in to purchase this, and we were entitled to a rebate of $1,125.
Yes.
Well, the rebate come in form of a check, and I never received the rebate back to myself, and it was myself that purchased the tractor.
Were you living together in 1998 when you purchased this tractor?
No, we were not.
But you moved in together after this tractor was purchased.
That's correct.
And then you lived together for 2.5 years afterwards.
Oh, approximately 6 months we lived together. but we were together in a relationship for about 2.5 years.
You want to give me your quick explanation, make it very fast, Ms. Graham.
The rebate check was to go to me. For me working at John Deere and purchasing this tractor, we received like a 25% discount, which he received on the tractor. And in turn, there was no basically verbal agreement that he would get the monies as far as the rebate.
I'm not even going to go there, Mr. Dangler. Stop telling me something that happened 4 years ago.
I have a copy of
Come on, what's next? What's next? This is not a loan.
The only reason we're here is because...
Did you just hear me?
Okay.
Let's get on to loan, Mr. Dangler.
Computer repair.
Okay. Computer repair. Let's hear the date.
That was in October of '98.
Tell me the story.
Okay, she needed parts to replace a computer that she had that was wore out. And once we got the parts, we had another man work on it to repair it.
So what? That's not a loan.
He voluntarily
Just
wanted
a second,
to do
that's
it.
not a loan, Mr. Dangler. I mean, do you think you're going to go back in the history of your relationship 4 years and tell me every time you spent a penny that you want back?
He will.
No.
I didn't hear anything about a loan. For 4 years, you didn't complain, or 2 years or 3 years, you didn't complain. Now you're not together anymore, and now you want the money back. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wrong. That's not a loan. Let's go. Next.
Okay,
This is a relationship.
He doesn't want the money. He just wants to harass me. That's
Listen
all
to
it
me.
is. The issue isn't the money.
Miss Cramlett, so far you're not losing, right?
Okay.
Right?
I'm not
So far?
talking either.
That's my girl. All right, Mr. Dangler, give me the next.
Okay, on November 5th of 1998, she asked if she could borrow money from me to make a house payment on her house. And I says, yes, I would loan it to you under conditions that I would be paid back for this.
Oh, now you're getting the drift of it. You see how he picks up after a bit. How much was that? How much was that payment, sir?
$561.37.
Did he ever give you $561.37 in 1998?
Yes, I recall he did, but he offered to give that to me. And there was an agreement, too, basically, that he has a lawn care service, and I would help him render services
How?
As far as, like, doing yard work.
You would actually do the physical yard work?
Yes, trim, whatever, cut bushes.
How often did you do that?
Maybe 10 times, approximately.
Okay, and did
It's
you
been
ever
a long
get paid?
time ago.
Did you ever get paid?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Mr. Dangler, what's next?
When she lived with me, she moved out unannounced. She just packed up and moved out when I was out of town.
Why was that?
And she's...
I'm sorry.
And she stuck me for utility bills and rent that she owed me for that month.
What do you mean she stuck you with rent?
Well, when
that's
she
not
lived...
true.
Go ahead. What do you mean
When she lived with me, we made it an agreement that her and her son would pay $400 a month plus half the utilities.
And I have
she did.
receipts that I did.
And for that month, she moved
You don't
out.
want to lose, do you? Because you have a big mouth.
I'm sorry.
Now, that was in May of 2000.
That's correct.
We're now 2 years later. Can you tell me why you haven't pursued that rent for the pro rata share of her rent for the month of May if you were roommates?
We only lived together approximately 6 months.
I don't care if you lived together for
And
2 months.
I did ask for these payments to be returned, and they were never returned.
So what I'm asking you, Mr. Dangler, is why did you rest on your laurels for 2 years before pursuing this matter in court?
Because she told me financially she wasn't able to pay me back.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
March of 2000, we traveled together on a trip to Arizona, and she was if I paid her airfare, she would reimburse me for the airfare. She never reimbursed me for the airfare for that.
Did you have an agreement to reimburse him for any airfare?
No, I did not. And we also stayed at one of my friends' house that we did not have to pay for a motel, and I did pick up as far as expenses for the restaurants and things. There was no discussion about that I would pay.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
When we were on this vacation in Arizona, her son totaled out his car about a week before that. Okay, when we were on vacation, we got a phone call in Arizona that he totaled out Coney's car. So in a week's time, he totaled 2 cars out.
It wasn't
had
a
2
week's
traffic
time.
accidents.
That's irrelevant anyway. Sorry.
You keep saying I'm sorry.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Roger Dangler says ex-girlfriend Coney Cramblett owes for unpaid loans. Coney says Roger won't let go, and this is another attempt to keep her close.
So now he totaled out 2 cars. Go ahead.
Okay, Coney asked me if I would help him purchase a car, and I loaned him money under consideration that, okay, he would pay me back or she would if he couldn't make payments. Well, I have a payment schedule of money that he did pay on part of the vehicle, but he did not pay the full amount.
How old was he at the time?
19 years old.
He was an adult at the time that you made this loan, which means that you would pursue him first, right?
Okay.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
After numerous times of trying to contact her for repayment of this, I was harassed. I have phone messages, recorded messages from her son Chase where he was threatening me and harassing me. And I have proof with my daughter, the messages that came to my house that numerous times Coney would call me and she was in a rage and she was making all kinds of accusations and just confusing me that, you know, she still wanted me to be in her life. She still wanted me to be a part of her. I didn't want any part of it because I felt this was over with, and I just wanted the repayment of the money that I loaned to Coney.
You didn't loan her any money, sir. I mean, the only loan that I see of all these loans that you allege is $561.37 that you, in fact, did give her for a house payment that she acknowledges that you gave her. Period. You took up living together. You lived together as a couple. You shared a home. You shared a bedroom. You know, you shared a life together. You went on vacations together. Now, 4 years later, you're coming to court and saying, well, I want all the money that I put into this relationship. I want it back. That doesn't happen. We don't have courts for that. We don't have courts for that. We don't have time for that. Now, on a similar note, Ms. Cramblett, you want to tell me what property you claim that you left behind that's worth $550?
Basically, like, I purchased whatever, a comforter, bedroom ensemble. It was like a makeup mirror, a rock fountain that were gifts, some of them from him. The whole thing was initiated basically like from harassment. I have a police report. He basically is doing this only to get revenge and to see me again. There's no point as far as that he wants the monies.
Ma'am, that is not true.
My son is also a witness, and he also can tell you that this is true.
It's not a part of your complaint. I'm just reading it. How long were you married, Mr. Dangler? Not to the defendant, but how long were you married before?
3 years.
And that was the only marriage that you had?
Yes.
And this is the child of that marriage?
No, it is not.
Of another relationship?
Yes.
That lasted how long?
3 years.
You have a short attention span. This one lasted a little bit longer than that. Put a period. It's finished. It's over. Miss Cramblett bought a comforter. She left a pot. She left a pan. She left a makeup mirror. Stupid. We don't maintain a judicial system to take care of petty, stupid issues. Okay. People are supposed to be adults. If a relationship is over, and everybody has a narrow window of good health and good looks and an opportunity to live life to its fullest, and it seems to me absolutely ludicrous to invest one more minute, one more hour in a relationship that's over. And it seems to me that that's what's happened here, sir. Your relationship lasted a couple of years. It was over. Then there was a time that you were speaking to each other, according to what I read, long distance. Then you find out things that she's got another boyfriend. You get angry. Stupid. It's over. Put a period. Move on to your next relationship. If you spent a couple of bucks, you're not talking about millions of dollars in the scheme of things, sir. Certainly money that you did not miss from 1998 to the year 2002. Your complaint and your counterclaim are dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's a user, and she'll take you for what she can get. She's an alcoholic.
He was stalking me in hotels. He was, whatever, following me around.
I do not have any reason to pursue her.
I finally was kind of scared as far as with my life, and so I did make, whatever, a police report.
It just got to the point where it got out of control.
I'm just glad that it's over, and I hope that he'll finally leave me alone.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Etchells versus James. Step forward, please.
Computer engineer Henry Etchells and his wife Lisa are suing friends of friends, 29-year-old loan officer Dylan James and his wife Michelle for the down payment on a Harley-Davidson. Dylan is countersuing for damage to the motorcycle.
Mr. Etchells, you agreed to buy a motorcycle from the defendant for $18,000. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you gave him at some point $600, and he allowed you to take the motorcycle. He was going to come by with a contract at some point in the future. He was supposed to give him $1,000 down. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You never gave him the $1,000 down, despite the fact that you took the motorcycle.
Correct.
but you did give him $600. At some point, either you decided you didn't want this motorcycle, changed your mind. He came to get the motorcycle. You said, you can't have the motorcycle until you give me my $600 back, right? Police were called. He wrote you a check. Stop payment on the check. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. James says that you owe him for the 2 months that you had the bike. I know about that. And that you also did some damage to the bike. And the reason he stopped payment on the check was because he noticed that there was damage done to the bike when he got it home.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How do you know each other?
He's next door neighbor to one of my friends.
How much money did he give you at the time he actually took physical possession of the bike?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You're not in business, are you?
No, Your Honor.
Why did you take possession of the bike, sir, before you paid for it?
Well, the defendant told me that it needed a bonded title, which I didn't know what that meant. And I found out by doing some research that a bonded title might mean he didn't have a title. And in order to get a bonded title in the state of Arizona, you had to have an inspection done on it, which this bike required a horn, high beam low switch, and a brake light.
So that's minor stuff.
So
right?
I took,
That's
correct,
minor stuff.
except until you hear prices.
Your Honor, I've got receipts of getting all that repaired and all that stuff done, and it came out to $180.
Yeah, I said, not a lot of money. That doesn't sound like a lot of money. So why did you take the bike?
To do those repairs. Our agreement was that I would handle getting it ready for the inspection to get the bonded title, and he, the defendant, would handle getting the title afterwards.
Okay. How long did it take you to get these things done?
You know, I didn't get them all done. Without seeing a contract, I didn't want to go any further with it.
So why didn't you return the bike?
Just waiting for him to bring a contract.
Where was it?
In my garage.
What did you do to it?
Absolutely nothing. All I did was repair a brake light on it and fix a front brake that didn't work, and that was it.
So you did do some work on it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I've got receipts showing that I had to get that brake light repaired. It wasn't fixed. And it stated on there that it didn't work. They stated on the receipt that it did not work.
What kind of damage do you claim, Mr. James, that he did to the bike while it was in his possession?
When I came over to his house, he was washing the pipes with steel wool. And chrome pipes you cannot do that with. And it left scratches all over the pipes. And this bike was a show bike, spinning magazines. And then I noticed there's a chip in the paint. It looks like maybe he dropped a tool on it or something like that. And then he had taken the gas tank off, where the gas tank goes over the frame. There's chips, and I've got pictures to show that.
I'd like to see them.
They're close-up pictures. I also have, this is before pictures.
Did you take the gas tank off, sir?
No, I did not take it off.
What did you do?
I took 3 bolts out of it, but never finished taking it off.
I thought you said you weren't going to do any work on this bike, sir, until you had a contract.
Well, that's where it stopped, Your Honor.
But you had this motorcycle in your possession for a month and a half. How do I know that you didn't drive it?
I didn't drive it, Your Honor.
How do I know that? How does he know that?
My witnesses were his next
How does he know
neighbors.
that you didn't get on it and take a spin around? I mean, that would seem to be sort of normal.
Your Honor, I drove this from his house to my house.
And that's it?
And one other occasion, and the defendant knew about it, I had to get a horn. And I drove it to a shop. I didn't know how much a horn cost, and I let them look at it.
Okay. You have any proof that that's not true?
The only proof I have is that my witnesses had seen him on the motorcycle, or his neighbors.
I'll step up. Change places with him, please. Tell me your name.
My name is Patrick Campbell. Mr. Etchells did specifically tell me that he drove it to his work and had shown it to some other colleagues that were interested in Harley Davidsons.
Is that true, Mr. Etchells?
Your Honor, that was the same day that I brought it to have the horn checked out. It's right near my work, and I told the defendant that I was driving it to work and I would stop by the motorcycle shop afterwards to
So
find the
why
horn.
did you drive it to work for?
That was the only time.
What did you drive it to work for?
I drove it to work because I had to go to work. I drove it to work because the motorcycle shop was right next to my job, and I took it over there to have the horn checked out so I could do it in one.
You drove the bike for your own use You don't get your $600 back. I find it outrageous that you kept the bike for a month and a half before you decided you didn't want it. I mean, I find you as a businessman, sir, a little bit lacking in intelligence because you don't give a valuable piece of property to somebody who's a stranger who you really don't know without contract, without some security. So if he used steel wool on your hoodinky, there's no way you're taking care of that unless you replace the whole thing, because I have used steel wool on chrome in my time. It's messy. It's messy. But you take care of that yourself. So, did you sell the motorcycle?
No, Your Honor.
Are you going to keep it?
For a while, yes.
Good. You going to ride it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Enjoy it. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Holiday, Presley versus Llewellyn. Step forward, please.
30-year-old court collector Laura Holliday and 20-year-old Autumn Presley are suing 23-year-old cashier Erica Llewellyn for attorney's fees resulting from a false police report. Erica claims Laura and Autumn keyed her car.
Who is Miss Halliday?
I am.
And Miss Priestley, that's...
Presley.
Presley? Mm-hmm. Okay. According to your complaint, you believe that the defendant falsely accused you of keying her car, as a result of which you were arrested, had to hire an attorney, and ultimately, I assume, found not guilty. And you want her to pay the attorney's fees.
Mm-hmm.
And some small amount for harassment. The defendant says she believes she had good cause to notify the police of your involvement in vandalizing her car. So the first thing I have to know is, how do you ladies know each other?
My husband has a son with her.
Your husband has a child with the defendant?
Correct.
How long are you married?
3 years.
How old is your child?
He'll be 4 in February.
And you?
A child also with her husband.
And you have a child with her husband?
Her husband.
With her husband? And how old is your child?
She will be 4 in March.
He must have been very busy for you a few years ago. Do you have any children with him?
No.
Okay, so that's how you know each other. Each of you have 4-year-olds with her husband.
Yes.
And you two are friends.
Mm-hmm.
When did this alleged incident of vandalizing your car take place?
In between the dates of March 16th and to the 18th of 2001.
On the 16th, the car was okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you find on the 18th?
I had really bad key marks on both sides of my car. I had it on the trunk and on the hood.
Can I see pictures of it? Do you have pictures?
I do not have pictures.
And do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see the police report?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I assume there's no question that you contacted the police and gave the police at some point the plaintiffs' names as the perpetrators of this act of vandalism.
Yes,
when did you do that? How much after the incident?
Almost a week.
It was on the 26th of March.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what happened on the 26th of March that suggested to you that the two plaintiffs were responsible for the damage?
My next-door neighbor, I hadn't talked to her within that week, came over.
Told you something?
Yeah.
Is your next-door neighbor here?
No, she's not.
Well, that's interesting, because your testimony with regard to that would be hearsay. However, there are certain exceptions to the hearsay rule, and one of those exceptions is, if I don't take it for the truth of the statement, but merely that it was said to you that caused you to do something else, which in this case would be to call the police, I can hear what she told you and then make a determination myself as to whether or not she actually told it to you.
Okay.
Not whether she saw it, but whether she told it to you. All right, so you had a conversation with your neighbor. Tell me what your neighbor said to you.
She told me that Saturday night that she seen a white Jeep parked across the street, and she sat there and watched them for a little bit, and she said she seen them walk over and key my car and then take off laughing.
Did she describe the people?
She did describe the people. She actually said they were both white. She said that they had long hair and they were a little bit thick, or well, I don't know how to explain it, but they were bigger women.
Do you have any police reports?
These are the copies of what she has as her statement.
She didn't give me anything but one sheet of paper. Interview in this police report from your neighbor?
No, the neighbors, none of her witnesses showed up in the court either that dismissed the case. My neighbor is extremely sick.
That doesn't prevent the police from going and taking a statement.
Right. When I told them who it was and where she was, they did not even take any kind of initiative to talk to her. I have a statement from the car dealership. My car was in the shop the week of the 15th or the 20th.
Let me see. So you actually never went to trial in this case?
No.
To whom it may concern, this Jeep Cherokee was at Extreme Auto Credit, Inc. for repairs. Did you show this to the police?
The police never contacted us. We gave it to our attorney.
Yeah.
Now, what would make you think that these two, other than this statement, which I find difficult to believe because the fact that this alleged witness who told you about what she saw couldn't come to this court today, there's certainly no reason why this witness couldn't go to a local court, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
she's extremely sick.
Well, maybe she's too sick to see what she said she saw. What would make you think that these two women would do such a thing to your car?
I've had problems with Miss Halliday for years, and just this year I just started having problems with Miss Priestley.
Why would you have problems with them?
I've been back and forth in court for like the last 4 years
For
because
what?
she's taken me to court for stuff that she has said I've done that I haven't.
Like what?
Like judgments. She's took me to court for trying to get restraining orders against me several times.
Yeah.
She stated that I stalked her and all this, and I've never stalked her.
Couple of basic questions. Put your papers down. Did you ladies know each other before you had this mutual Don Juan? What's his name, by the way, your husband?
Ernie.
Ernie. Before Ernie, did you ladies know each other?
No.
No.
So it would be fair to say that any disputes that you've had, and I assume that there have been some negative feelings about children, child support, visitation, seeing all these children, that without Ernie, you would not have any problems with each other. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Probably.
Do these children visit Ernie?
Yeah, Ernie has full custody of 2 of them.
Of both of these children?
No.
No.
He had joint with her. We have a custody trial coming up in April.
So the child lives with
Me.
you. And what about your child?
Mine lives with him.
Lives with Ernie and lives with you.
Correct.
For how long?
About a year now.
Ernie has other children?
Yes.
How many more children does Ernie
Ernie
have?
has 5 children.
Ernie has 5. She says 6.
By 5 different people. We also had I was with Ernie for 6 years before them two had got together, and we had a daughter together that unfortunately passed away.
That was the 6th,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
assume that you're talking about. You think you're going to stay with Ernie forever?
I don't know.
If I were an odds maker, I would say no. So I'm going to give you all a little bit of advice. You didn't ask me for it, but you're here, and you're a captive audience, so I'm going to tell you. You're making a fool over yourselves, each of you, for somebody that's probably not worth being a doormat for you to wipe your feet on.
I agree.
I mean, the fact that you got snookered in by this thing for some periods of time, for 4 years, for 5 years, for a year, it's a mistake. But to be involved in litigation, to be involved in harassing each other, just ridiculous. Don't you agree? You got to put a stop to it.
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
We tried at one point. We were getting along at one point, and I loaned her money to get her license back and such, and she never paid me back. That's what one of the court cases was about.
She never gave me a chance to pay her back.
Whatever. So it seems to me, this sounds almost like a communal marriage. Listen, you all don't have to really like each other. The fact that you have this common thread in Ernie is unfortunate, but it doesn't make you family. I mean, I assume you have to go over there to pick up your child who Ernie has custody of. Do you have other children?
Yes, I do.
How many other children?
I have 2 other children.
Where do they live?
With me.
Well, why does this child live with Ernie?
Because Ernie has custody of her.
Did you voluntarily give Ernie custody of the 4-year-old?
Yes, I did.
Why would you do that?
Because we were going through court at the time, and they were trying to have me pay for something that I shouldn't have been paying for
Like
when...
what?
I think it was from when she was born, and he just took over the responsibility to pay the bill. So in order for him to take over the bill, he had to have custody.
Come on, you're being a little obtuse here. Give it to me straight.
That's
No.
why he got custody.
No.
Yes.
No. You mean if he pays the bill, he gets custody? That's why they gave him custody? Was that your contract with him? Was that your agreement with him?
No, it wasn't a contract.
Bunch of wackos. You're all a bunch of wackos. You have no case. She probably had grounds to call in a report that she believed that you had damaged her car. The fact that your car may have been in the shop, may not have been in the shop, that also was hearsay, by the way, the letter that you gave me. And you probably have done the same thing to her. How many times have you been to court with her?
I went to court with her a few times. One time was when she kicked in my door and came at me with a butcher knife. The other time was when the police had to remove her from my property.
So you've been involved a few times with each other?
Yes, ma'am. That was the same day that she was talking.
Listen, you want to make fools over yourselves.
I don't.
With regard to Ernie's tentacles, you're going to continue to do that.
I have
and
nothing
I
to
can't
do with
help
Ernie.
you, but we certainly aren't going to.
All parties in the matter of Tarter versus Hughes, step forward, please.
Bus driver Catherine Tarter is suing her estranged son-in-law, 25-year-old salesman Donald Hughes, for the cost of a trailer. Donald says Catherine is angry about his pending divorce from her daughter.
Miss Tarter, the defendant is your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law. And
Yes.
according to your complaint, he owes you some money for a trailer. Is that right?
Yes.
The defendant says he's paid you a substantial amount of money for the trailer, doesn't owe you any more. You have the motorhome that went with the trailer. He doesn't have it in his possession. It's not on his property. I assume this is your daughter?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
4 years, Your Honor.
You have children?
Yes, I do.
How many children?
I have a 1.5-year-old daughter, and then I had 2 sons that came with the marriage that are still dear to me.
And who does that child live with?
I have sole custody.
Is that after a hearing, after a trial?
Yes.
Does their mother have visitation with the children?
No, she does. She has 2 hours supervised visits a week.
Does she exercise the visitation?
Sometimes.
Prior to the divorce, did you have a reasonable relationship with Mr. and Mrs. Tarter?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 girls.
How many grandchildren do you have?
3.
How much money was this trailer?
It was $4,000.
Just for the trailer?
Just for the trailer, and the motorhome was $4,000, so they agreed upon $8,000.
And how much do you say it was, sir?
It was $4,000 altogether for both of them.
Is there a writing with regard to that?
We had a verbal agreement.
Is there a writing with regard to that, is my question.
No.
How much have you paid them for the trailer?
I paid them $1,950 for the trailer and the motorhome together.
But you only have
I only have the trailer.
the trailer. Did Mr. Hughes pay you $1,950?
No, ma'am.
How much did he pay you?
The motorhome broke down.
I'm not
and
talking about the motorhome.
Okay, well,
He doesn't have the motorhome.
He paid us, I know, they returned it, so therefore all the payments that were paid individually towards the motorhome and the trailer were forfeited. And they were always...
Forfeited by whom?
By us. It was written down where when he paid us money, that $75 would go towards the motorhome and $75 would go towards the trailer. When one was given back in case they decided they couldn't afford it, or that it broke down, which the motorhome did, and they couldn't afford to fix it, they gave it back to us. So therefore, the motorhome payments, which were $425, was forfeited, and then $425 was credited towards the utility trailer.
All I'm asking you is that in writing someplace?
I typed up a legal contract because
Did he
at first
sign it?
He refused to sign it.
The answer is you do not. Shh. You do not have that in writing. Is that correct?
My daughter signed it, and
I don't care what your daughter signed, madam. I mean, I happen to think that you're missing a few screws, and I'm going to tell you why. You have a 1.5-year-old granddaughter. Your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law has sole custody, which suggests to me that if you want to maintain a relationship, and it seems to me you enjoyed a reasonable relationship with him before, if you want to enjoy a reasonable relationship with your granddaughter, you should keep him on your good side and not sue him, because it would appear to me that your daughter had to be a pretty deficient person in order to end up at the end of a custody dispute with 2 hours a week supervised visitation. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Why would a normal person who has 3 grandchildren risk the wrath of their custodial parent over nonsense? Over nonsense. He's paid your money. And how much child support is your daughter paying for her daughter?
She's not, and they're not divorced yet.
I don't care whether they're divorced or not. If she were the custodial parent and taking care of the child, and he came to me and said, in the course of a legal dispute, and I said to him, how much money are you paying for child support? And he said, well, we're not divorced yet, so I'm not paying for anything. I would wipe up the floor with him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Tarter says her estranged son-in-law, Donald Hughes, owes for the cost of a trailer. Donald says his soon-to-be ex-wife is a drug addict.
Now, I asked you a simple question. The simple question was, how much money was paid to you by him for either the trailer and or the motorhome?
$425 for the trailer and $425 for the motorhome.
Are you passive-aggressive? How much money was paid in total for both things? Just give me, don't give me $425 for each. How much money do you say was paid in total?
$850.
Okay. And you say $1950.
Yes, I do.
Can you prove that to me?
No, I can't. I have no receipts due to my house being taken from my wife, and then when I got my house back, I had no paperwork, no receipts, no pink slips.
They say $850. What makes you think it was $1950?
Because I paid on time, sometimes a couple days late, but every month was paid since October of 2002 until December of 2003.
So far, is that right?
No, Your Honor, I have a payment schedule here showing.
Paid to you. Okay. $1,450 is, by your calculations, what he paid to you. Not $850, $1,450, based upon this.
Your Honor, those payments were divided up between the motorhome and the trailer equally.
I just told you, he doesn't have the motorhome, you do.
No, we sold it since then.
Well, that's not my problem, that's not his problem.
Well, I asked him to return the motorhome when he refused the one payment and took it back.
You took it
back. Miss Tarter, you're not following me. If you think they owe you anything for the motorhome, get it from your daughter. Do I make myself clear? You are a very foolish lady. A very foolish lady. If I were in your position, I would not alienate the father, the custodial parent of my granddaughter. I would not alienate him. And for a very stupid reason, money. You did.
This has been going on for over a year.
No, that's not true. Because December of 2003, which is not over a year, he made a payment to you of $500. That's according to your own record.
But we sold it to him on March '03, is when the trailer and the motorhome was sold to them.
Did you hear what I said to you? It's not been going on for over a year. He made a payment to you of $500 in December of 2003.
Yes, he caught it.
When was the last time your daughter sent any money for the support of his child?
March. That's not an issue. They're not divorced
It's
yet.
an issue, madam, if you're using your brains.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
March of 2003. Was she employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where was she employed?
At Child Time.
Until when?
October of 2003.
And what did she do with her money?
I thought she was paying bills, but she wasn't. She was using it on drugs.
Was she placed in a rehab?
I placed her in a rehab in January.
Did she stay?
She stayed for 60 days, Your Honor. And then she was supposed to go to a halfway house, and she ended up getting kicked out of there for doing it again, drinking.
Where are her other two children?
One lives with his father, and the other one lived with the grandparents.
Ms. Tarter, I find that the defendant has paid you $1,450 for a trailer. I find that your agreement was $4,000 for the trailer and the motorhome, not $8,000. Whatever deficiency there is, I suggest you get it from your daughter. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Who's Brian?
Me.
Who's Anthony?
Me.
Everybody else sit down.
Hey.
How old are you, Brian?
9.
How old are you, Anthony?
12.
Brian, you were riding your bike near Anthony's house, is that right?
Yes.
And something happened and you fell off your bike and you broke your tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just one tooth?
2 teeth.
2 teeth?
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened and how it happened that you fell off your bike?
I was riding my bike up the hill, and then I saw Anthony washing his motorbike. So I said, bet you can't squirt me with the hose, and he ran up and pushed me off my bike.
You saw Anthony, and he was doing a chore, washing his bike. So you said to him, I bet you can't squirt me with that hose? Why did you say that to him?
I don't know.
Well, that was pretty silly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, what if he started chasing you with the hose? That's what you asked him to do. You bet him, right?
Yes.
Would you have liked that?
No.
So what happened after you said to him, bet you can't squirt me with that hose?
He ran up and pushed me off my bike.
He did? Is that what happened, Anthony?
No.
What happened, Anthony?
Well, after he said that, like, I pretended like I was gonna squirt him with the hose. Like, I pointed at him. And so I started running after him, and then, like...
With the hose or without the hose?
Without the hose, because I dropped it because I couldn't reach him. So, like, when I was running after him, he was, like, trying to avoid it. So he hit the curb, and he flipped.
How far away from you was he when he hit the curb and flipped? Show me someplace in this room.
Well, right there, maybe.
Where? Walk up and point to it.
Right here.
Okay, now step back. So what you're telling me, Anthony, is you never touched his bike?
Nope.
Now, Brian, you were riding away from him?
Yes.
Is that because he was chasing you?
Yes.
So you're looking in the other direction. How do you know he bumped you off your bike? Did you turn around and look to see where he was?
Yes.
And when you turned around and looked to see where he was, what happened?
I saw him push my bike.
No, I don't think you did, Brian. I don't think you saw him push your bike. I think he was chasing you. But I don't think at the very moment that he pushed your bike, you turned around to look at him. You might have turned around and hit a curb and fell. And he was chasing you. And the reason you fell off your bike is because he was chasing you. There's no question about that. But you made up a little bit of fib when you said he pushed you, because I don't believe he pushed you. Understand? Because that was a fib you just told me, that you turned around at the exact moment he pushed your bike and you saw him push it and you fell off. That's a fib. That doesn't mean he might not be responsible, because he was chasing you. And you were trying to get away from him, but you started out by teasing him. Why were you teasing him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Here you go. Now, I understand that when... Now I need the two mothers up here, please. Now, I understand that when this happened, Ms. Sicalese, I understand that Anthony, or you, went and got Brian. Somehow he got to your house.
Well, my older son came in and said that Anthony had the hose and that Brian was taunting the boys. They race motorcycles, so he was washing his bike. And him and another little boy were taunting the boys.
Just a minute, Brian, were you with somebody else?
Yes.
Who were you with?
Robbie, my friend.
How old is Robbie?
I think 9.
And was Robbie saying anything to Anthony and his brother?
No.
Just you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So he had warned them, you know, get off our driveway, and because they live far down the street. And so for them to be, you know, up there, and so Anthony, you know, had warned them.
They're allowed to be up there. They're just, listen, he's a 9-year-old kid. They're playing kids' games. You know, I bet you can't hit me with that bike. I bet you can't squirt me. And then they turn around and they ride away. Right? He decides he's going to try to get him with the hose. Hose doesn't reach. Hose doesn't reach. He starts chasing him. He's turning around, not looking where he's going. He falls off his bike. That's what happened. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out, unless you're trying to blame somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So, but he came to your house.
He split his chin, and he had his knee was scratched. So I brought him in my house.
You brought Brian into your house.
Right. And I told the other little boy, go get his dad. Now, the other little boy went to go get his dad, not Brian's dad. And so I brought him in the bathroom and put like...
you took care of him as best you could.
Yes.
Well, who came to finally get him?
I took him home, and then I talked to the father, and the father was very upset, which I understood. I mean, you know, his child was hurt, and he was venting, and I was, you know...
Well, what was he saying to you? Step up.
That
what?
that, you know, that our kids have problems and they have no supervision.
Why were you?
And I was saying sorry.
Just a second. Why were you involved in that kind of conversation with her, sir?
Well, there was some admittance that he was pushed off the bike. And
just a second. What did Anthony say to you? Did he admitted pushing him off the bike?
No, Anthony's brother was down there. And I said, where's the father figure? I said, there's nobody watching these kids.
Listen, your son was at their house. What's wrong with you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Does your street have two sides to it?
He was riding up on the
He's
sidewalk.
giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
And later today,
we also have copies of the checks that were written
to Amy, not to me.
But there's no way that Amy would steal money from my grandmother.
Listen to me, Mr. Huffman. You don't know that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 9-year-old Brian Jerse says neighbor 12-year-old Anthony Sickelis shoved him off his bike. Anthony claims he never touched him.
Your son was at their house. They didn't come to your house. He was there, and he was teasing them. The lady brought him home to you because you weren't out there supervising him. He's 9. Quiet. He's 9. You weren't out there supervising him. She went in, took care of him, brought him back to you. So, I mean, I read that, and I said, why would a grown man open up a mouth like that to this lady? Any reason?
No,
or you
I
just
saw my
lost your
kid
temper?
I saw my kid covered in blood.
Yeah.
There had been prior instances with Anthony teasing my son, and I just, you know, I made a couple of comments like
Well,
that.
then you were wrong.
Okay.
Because your son started it. You understand that? Okay. So, and if he got hurt, he got hurt. That's all he's got to know. He can't tease people, especially people who are older, people who are bigger. But we're not talking about a 9-year-old and a 25-year-old. We're talking about a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old who are about the same size. Right?
Yes.
So, it happens. That's what happens with boys. So you don't get that kind of upset, sir, especially to somebody who's trying to do the right thing. Now, I don't know anything about these boys. I don't know about their history. I don't know if they're wise, Alex. That may be. He may be a little bit of a Weisenheimer, this one over here. This one.
He's more outgoing than my oldest one.
Oh, well, he was one with a smirk on his face, so I wasn't exactly sure what that
He's
smirk
nervous.
was. Are you nervous? Am I making you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So he's like, he was.
I thought like you got that from my hair, so I.
Well, I thought you could use a little bit of a comb down, but that's, I understand that's the style these days, so I have to go with it. You're not mine. It's fine with me. No, I don't know what you were upset about. So you were upset because you saw your son injured. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the right to take off against the boy's mother.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Brian and Robbie were on their way up to Robbie's house. They had to ride their bikes past their house to get to Robbie's house. And in numerous incidents before this incident, these boys had stopped Robbie and Brian, saying they could not pass them on the street to go back and forth between
So
Robbie's
as a result of that, Brian stopped and said to them, I bet you can't squirt me with the hose. Does your street have two sides to it?
He was on the opposite side of the street.
No, he wasn't.
That's
no, he
wasn't.
No,
he was not in the driveway, according to Brian.
No, he wasn't. He was on the drive. He was close to the driveway. He wasn't on the other side of the street.
He was riding up on the sidewalk.
He's giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
I had another instance with Anthony.
I'm not interested. I'm interested in this one. And in this one, he started it. He finished it. She's not responsible. They started it. And I don't believe that he pushed the bike. I believe that he chased him and he fell off the bike. I don't believe he pushed him off the bike. You're not that evil, are you? Try to be nice to each other. That's what the world's all about. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They became very hostile after we made a police report.
We tried to settle it, but they didn't want to settle it.
Flipped us off when they'd go by my husband.
Wanted to get attorneys first, and this is where we're at now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith, Huffman versus Warden. Step forward, please.
26-year-old prep cook Amy Smith and chef Stephen Huffman are suing Amy's ex-friend, 26-year-old homemaker Kelly Warden, for stealing money. Kelly says Amy is pulling a fast one.
According to this complaint, you gave the defendant a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Money that she was to give to an attorney because you were in the process of seeking a divorce.
Yes.
It is your claim that she stole that money, never turned it over to anyone except herself. You want it back. Defendant says this is a whole story that's made up by you. because you took this money from your grandmother and spent it. What does this man have to do with anything?
This is my brother Steven. He came down with me to get receipts and a phone number from the lawyer.
Oh, he's a witness?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat? Okay. When did you first approach her about seeking some advice about a lawyer?
In December, I told her that I had to find a lawyer so I can do a legal separation or a divorce. And she said that she could help me out. I thought I could trust her.
Gives her qualifications to help you out with anything?
Well, she told me she already went through a divorce. She told me how much it would be. It was like $920. I gave her that money, and then she called me again.
Just a second. Why did you give her the money?
Because I lived an hour away, and it was like I didn't have a vehicle or anything.
Does anybody in your family have a car?
Yes, but they work, and I'm not allowed to drive their cars.
Go ahead. So you gave her money for the lawyer without even calling the lawyer?
I asked her if I can get the phone number.
Is the answer yes or no?
No.
You didn't call the lawyer?
I couldn't. She didn't give me the number.
Of course you could. Keep going, Miss Smith. So you gave her $920?
Plus $500 and something.
When did you give her the other $500?
She came up to New Berlin, up to my grandmother's house. My grandmother wrote the check out to me, and she said it would be better if I gave her cash and stuff, so I signed the check and cashed it.
And the money never got to a lawyer, is that what you're telling me? And when did you find that out?
My brother and I and my father went down to her trailer to get the rest of my stuff because I was moving down there, and then I decided to move back.
Moving down where?
To West Windsor.
So you managed to get somebody to drive you down
My
there on
brother
a Thursday?
took off work.
Listen to me.
Sorry.
You managed to get somebody to drive you down.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stand up. Your last name is?
Hoffman.
In 30 seconds or less, you tell me what you know about this money.
My grandmother allowed Amy to borrow the money from her. We drove Amy down that day because everybody in the family thought, well, why didn't you get any receipts from her from this lawyer? So we finally...
Because that's what she was telling you. She was telling you that listen to me.
She basically
Mr.
manipulated.
Huffman, your sister was telling you that. And she gave her a receipt.
Handwritten receipts from a lawyer.
Miss Warden says that your sister asked her to write out these receipts because she had taken the money from your grandmother.
Yep.
Let me hear what she told you.
Amy called me up and said that she was in trouble, that her husband had just left her. He was filing bankruptcy. She says, well, my grandmother is going to give me a couple of checks. Will you please come up and take me to the bank and cash them? December 9th, we went to her grandmother's, picked up a check for $920, cashed the checks at Key Bank, and she decides she wants to go shopping. We went to Walmart. She bought me a numerous amount of clothing, my daughter all kinds of clothing, toys.
So what you're saying is she took this money from her grandmother. Now, I want you to tell me, because I read it in your answer, what she said to you about these receipts that she wanted you to sign.
Her mother and father were harping on her for some receipts. So she asked me, she says, Kelly, could you please write me some receipts, please? I want one saying that I gave a lawyer $920. No big deal. I was helping my best friend. And then she asked me if I'd write another one for $1,420. I said, sure, no problem.
Those are the two receipts that you have.
So I wrote them.
These are the two receipts that Kelly wrote, and we also have copies of the checks that were written.
To Amy, not to me. To Amy.
That's true. They were written to Amy, but there is no way that Amy would steal money from my grandmother.
Listen to me, Mr. Huffman.
You don't know about
You don't know that. Okay. Did your sister ever hold a job?
She holds a job, but she's very ill sometimes. She has asthma.
I have asthma.
Shh. Please, could you do me a favor and be quiet? I don't want to hear you again until I ask you a question. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Mr. Huffman, your sister's story doesn't sound true to me. Do you understand? And I know it's very hard for you and your family to say she took money from her grandmother under false pretenses. But somehow it doesn't make sense to me that what appears to be two relatively intelligent people, you certainly, your sister sounds perfectly normal to me, would say, I want to get a divorce. Take $1,420 and without speaking to the lawyer. First $900, needed more, haven't spoken to the lawyer. Another $500.
Us as a family were asking Amy, what are you doing? We said, why didn't you get information for her? At one point, Kelly called her down and said...
Did she ever say to you?
She had paperwork.
Shh. Mr. Hoffman, did your sister ever say to you, could you take a day off from work and drive me to the lawyer's office?
I would have. Amy...
To ask me the question, did your sister ever say that to you?
No, she didn't. She was in a vulnerable state in her life.
No.
And
Listen to me, sir. She did it because she took the money.
Amy did not use the money.
Yes, she did. Your sister's story doesn't make sense because she has a family, she's close to her brother, and the reason she gives me for not going to the lawyer herself initially is because the lawyer was an hour away, and she doesn't have a car, she doesn't have an access to a car, but she has access to you.
Her husband handled all this stuff before, and she didn't know how to do it, and she wanted to do things on her own to prove to us as family members that she could do something herself.
Did she ask you to help her move down to...
She asked my other brother.
And did he?
No.
Shh. Did he bring her... Did somebody take a day off from work? Who took a day off from work?
Friend of my brother's.
But your other brother did, according to your sister.
No, he did not take a day off of work.
What part of close your mouth didn't you understand? Close your mouth. Each one of those words has one syllable. I'm not trying to confuse you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand, Mr. Hoffman? Your sister took the money and she spent it. She did not give it to her. She may have spent some of the money on her. She may have bought her clothes. She may have bought her things. But no normal person says, here's the money for the lawyer, and I don't have to talk to the lawyer. So your case is dismissed.
That's why we went up there.
That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sanford versus Alexander.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Sanford, the defendant had been your boyfriend. According to your complaint, you had an argument one evening. You were out at a series of bars, and defendant caused some damage to your car. In addition, you claim that he assaulted and hurt you.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Now, when did this incident occur? What date?
August 13th.
Where had you been that evening?
We went out to eat first. Then I got a phone call from a friend saying there was a party. So we went to the party. I saw my friend there. When we got there, we didn't recognize anybody there that we knew. So Soren then suggested another bar. And when we pulled in to the parking lot, I realized it was a strip bar. I immediately said, I'm going to stay in the car. I refused to go in. But then they talked me in and they said they were only going to have one beer.
By this time, what time was it?
12:30. It was getting late. Bars were closing.
Okay. Did you go into the bar?
Yes, I did.
And you stayed for how long?
Enough for them to have 2 pitchers of beer.
Just the 2 of them? Did you drink?
No, I did not. I was...
Your Honor, she was drinking as well. We went out for dinner.
I was drinking before then.
All right. What time did you leave that bar?
When it closed.
What time?
That was the only reason why we left. 1 o'clock, I think. Okay. 1:30.
And what happened when you got into the car?
An incident happened before we even got in the car. We walked out of the bar, and he immediately was furious, punching the window, and he punched it like 5 or 6 times. And then he's like, open the door, unlock the door. And I was like trying to get the keys out of my pocketbook. As soon as we got in the car, I was like, why are you hitting my window? That was why the whole fight just started out. He wanted to get out of the car, because
was he sitting in the front passenger seat?
Yes, he was.
And you were driving?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead. Now you're driving along and he wants to get out.
I wasn't going in the correct direction to another bar that he wanted to go to, but the way he was disrespecting me the whole entire night, I refused to bring him to another bar. So he grabbed the steering wheel, slammed the car into a curb, just missing a pole. I was in shock, so I just got out of the car. And that's when, I don't even know if I was yelling anything. That's when he grabbed my arm and started throwing me up and down, like flinging me around like a rag doll. And I hit my hip on it was cement steps. Got out of the car, furious, and Soren ran from the scene.
So what happened to your car?
Instant flat tire and multiple damages to the right side of the car.
Do you have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do. This is the rims. I have proof that I have bent rims.
Let me
I
see
also
the
have
pictures of the car.
Receipts of all the damage.
Just a minute. Okay. Did you seek any medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
When?
About 3 days later. I have medical proof of that. And he also came to the doctor's appointment with me and to get x-rays because my hip hurt so bad.
Did you, in fact, go to the doctors with her?
Yes, I did. She said that she had hurt her side And I said, there's no way that you got damaged enough that she thought she had a cracked pelvis. I'm like, there's no way you'd be walking around for 3 days.
But she complained to you that she had, in fact, been injured.
3 days later.
And you were...
If she was really injured, then she would have gone that night. She wasn't injured.
But you were sufficiently concerned to accompany her to the doctor, is that right?
She requested that I go with her, and I said, fine, I will.
Were you still seeing each other then?
At the point of the accident, I really didn't want to see her ever again.
Did you see her again?
Yes.
Until when?
Till the day that I paid her the final check.
Which was what date?
Check date was 11/25.
So you continued to see her until November?
Yes.
Now, in your defense, you said you would pay for the damage to the car, and you immediately gave her some money. How much money did you give her?
I gave her $200 cash 1 week, and then I gave her $100 cash the next week after we spoke. And at each week, I asked her, can I have a statement so that I can see what I'm paying for? She got irate with me. She said, I don't have a statement. All I have is a receipt for a total bill. And I said, well, then what do I know that you've done to the vehicle? Have you fixed the side, or have you fixed other things? At the time that I issued the check for $180...
Then you gave her another check for $180?
Yes, because...
How much later?
That was probably about another 2 weeks after.
So far, that's all correct. He's given you $480.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She then, after I issued her this check, said, now you're going to pay for the rim, right? And I said, no, I'm not paying for the rim. It's warped because you drove away on the rim with the flat tire. Then she wanted payment for the rear of the vehicle. Well, nowhere in her statement does she say the rear of the vehicle got damaged. She just wants more money for other things that never took place.
Let me see the final check that you wrote to her, sir.
The check also says paid in full,
yes,
and she cashed
that's what you said in your answer. What kind of car is this?
It's a Hyundai Tiburon FX 97.
Are you driving it?
Yes, I am. I'm driving it damaged right now. It has two bent rims on the right side.
How could it have two bent rims?
Because it hit on the right side and it wrecked both rims on impact.
Why didn't you tell him that immediately?
I did. He knew all of this. He even made me go to his mechanic to get all this done. Yeah, I wanted to bring it to my mechanic. This is all the receipts from that. And he was...
And you have, is that $172?
I believe that's what it says.
$172 times 2.
Well, why would it be times 2? I don't understand. She said front right damage, not rear damage. It's the front right side of the vehicle that we're talking about.
How did the rear rims were dented? No, how? That's what I don't understand. You only had one flat tire, is that right?
Yeah, but when he hit the curbing, he hit both rims on the curb. I have pictures of 2 rims being dented.
You mean it hit, but it hit harder on the front?
We were going 40 miles an hour.
All right. No, hers is less, sir. I would take hers rather than this one. Because you have 172 times 2. She has 221 for the whole kit and caboodle. That's $505. Now, your lawsuit seeks $1,800.
For pain and suffering due to him throwing me around. I worked
Ms. Sanford,
I worked 2 jobs.
Ms. Sanford, I would have entertained your application for pain and suffering as a result of being thrown on the 15th of August if you hadn't maintained your relationship with him until November.
I only did that to seek my money, Your Honor.
Baloney! Baloney!
Try to work things out. It didn't work out.
Then you try to work things out. It didn't work out. Then you don't say a year later or 6 months later or 8 months later, now I want my pain and suffering. That doesn't work.
It's been taking that long to get anything from him. I went through a lot of pain. He even saw me.
Just a second. I can understand you went through a lot of pain. If you wrote him a goodbye note, said goodbye to him, came into court and said he assaulted me, and if you didn't want to proceed criminally, you proceed civilly, right? I could say fine, but if you, I mean, did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant? Answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant after August 15th?
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't think so. Shh. We didn't get along very well. I could tell you that.
I don't care whether you got along very well or not.
He took me out to eat a couple
times. What?
He took me out to dinner a couple times after this all happened.
Miss Sanford, you're telling me you had an intimate relationship with him before and afterwards he maintained a relationship with you and you no longer had an intimate relationship with him for 3 months? Is that what you're telling me? You want me to believe that? No, you don't. But he is responsible for the damage he caused to your car because he took control of the steering wheel of the car. The car was in an accident, and any damage that is the proximate cause of that, he's responsible for. And if there is any question as to whether he's responsible for the damage, I have to find in your favor with regard to that because I wasn't there. Neither was he to fix the car. So the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $505 for the damage to the car. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When we were in a strip joint, she got angry at me for looking at girls in a strip joint, which is what you go to a strip joint for.
It was really disgusting, degrading to me. I just wanted to leave.
Year-old contractor Raymond Burbine for the return of her children's baby pictures and a diamond bracelet.
According to the complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a period of 5 years. You've known each other for 10. When you separated, you put your stuff in storage. It's your claim that the defendant retained some of your property.
Yes.
When did you separate your property?
I got evicted from my apartment because of circumstances.
Got evicted from your apartment in what month?
March of 99, 2000. Lived with somebody from March until June.
The two of you lived with somebody else until June?
Yes.
And what property did you take with you when you separated?
I took, like, my clothes. That was about it. I had a little TV that I brought. I share a house with an elderly woman, so I couldn't really take that much stuff.
Okay, you brought a TV?
Yes.
Brought your clothes?
Yes, some of them.
You brought your papers, whatever papers
No.
that were necessary that you have?
Well, I had in storage at his friend's house, green folder filled with court papers that he still has.
Court papers?
Yes, very important papers.
What kind of court papers?
For a custody battle.
Custody battle for whom?
My children.
Raymond says all items have been returned and there was never any bracelet.
How old are your children?
14, 15, and 18.
Is that an ongoing proceeding?
No.
It's over?
Yeah.
So those papers are really not essential anymore. That case is over. Now, what items do you claim he still has in storage?
He has all my pictures from my kids from babies growing up.
Are they in boxes?
Yes.
Do you have her pictures?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Do you know what happened to those pictures?
Yes, I do.
What happened to
They were delivered to her.
By whom?
By myself.
When you say delivered to her, where were they delivered?
To Beverly, Mass. After we were evicted from the apartment, that is correct. And I do have a box of her court papers, but as far as the other belongings...
Oh, we're going to get to the other... But you do have the court papers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you have no problem with her getting...
I have no problem
with her
whatsoever.
getting those. Okay. Now, when you delivered the photos to her, was she at home?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she actually accepted them.
Yes, she did.
Fine. What's next, Miss Flynn?
My court papers, a diamond bracelet that he had given me.
I read that in your complaint. That's where your problem was, Miss Flynn.
Okay.
You said okay too fast. You want to know why? Because when things don't make sense, they're usually not true. If you're homeless, the first thing that you pack is a diamond bracelet. Before you take your television set, before you take your underwear, you put your diamond bracelet in your pocketbook. So when you said to me in your complaint, Miss Flynn, he has my baby pictures, a crystal bowl that was given to me by my ex-husband, and a diamond bracelet, I said, this woman thinks that I'm some sort of a dumbo. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes. That was one of the things that was in with my court papers.
Oh, that was quick thinking. So if the diamond bracelet is there, you'll find it when he returns the
No,
box
he
of
won't.
court
He already
papers.
told me that his probation officer said that I don't, unless I have a receipt for it, which it was a gift.
No. Listen to me. If what you're telling me is you put the diamond bracelet in the court papers, I assume that when you get the box of court papers, you'll find the diamond bracelet. If you don't find the diamond bracelet there, I suggest you go and look in your underwear drawer. It's probably there. What else?
My kitchen appliances, a lot. He has clothes of mine still.
What else do you have, Mr. Burbine?
I have a box of court papers. Everything else was delivered to her at her home in Beverly. I have affidavits from whose garage the things were stored in.
I can't take affidavits, sir.
Okay, but everything else was
How
delivered.
long ago were they delivered?
I would say the latter part of August.
Do you recall that?
He brought me some of the stuff, not all of it.
Fine.
I told him I had a list of things missing, and I read him the list.
And what did he say?
He told me that he was going to be getting his own apartment in 3 weeks, and that he would go through the stuff and give me my stuff.
Okay.
And that's been going on for almost a year.
Okay. So you have some kitchen appliances.
Yes.
You mean bowls and a toaster?
Dishes, toaster, can opener, all kinds of stuff. I lived in that apartment 17 years, so 17 years worth of stuff.
I can't split that up. You can get your court paper, but I can't split that up. I'm not going to say, you listen, you have service for 12, you take 6 and he takes 6. That's not what courts are here for.
Most important to me are my children's baby pictures.
Well, but you don't know what happened to them. I don't think he's retaining them. If he returned property to you, what possible reason would he have to retain your children's baby pictures?
He was very close to my daughter and my boys. And I called him, I've called him several times and asked him to bring them back. And he said that he did have them.
Do you have any pictures of her
Your
children?
Honor, you know, she's telling the truth. I was close to the children, but no obligation to keeping baby pictures that do not belong to me. I am not...
Have you gone through everything that was in storage?
I have went through every piece of box, bag in that garage, and the only thing I do have are the litigation papers for her custody battle.
How big a box is it?
It's approximately, I'd say, 2 foot by a foot.
Is it possible there are pictures in there?
In the bottom, it may be, but I did go through the box to make sure none of my belongings were in there when I was served on my birthday with the court paper.
You didn't see any diamond bracelet in there, did you?
No.
I didn't think so.
Nor there was one to exist.
All right. Mr. Burbine, you'll do this, sir. Within 5 days, you'll make arrangements for her to get the court papers. Is it easy for you to have someone deliver them to her?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Great. 5 days from today. That's it. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You.
Gaffney versus Hicks. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Thank you.
Have a seat. You're welcome.
Ms. Gaffney, the defendant is a friend or was a friend of your sister's.
Correct.
According to what I read, you were visiting at his home.
Yes.
Your sister was there?
Yes.
And maybe some other people. According to you, Mr. Hicks, for no apparent reason, assaulted you, causing you some serious physical injury. He was, in fact, arrested for that assault and ultimately acquitted, found not guilty.
Yes.
So you are suing him civilly for the injuries that you sustained. Mr. Hicks says that you, in fact, instigated this fight. You hit him. You had been drinking. He is counterclaiming. He wants money for the cost of defending his criminal case, as well as damage to his door that he claims that you caused. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When had you gone over to Mr. Hicks's home?
October 24th, 2003.
What time?
Probably about 7, 8 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yes.
Who did you go over with?
With my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
She was 1 at the time.
And where was your sister?
She was catching a cab over there. She was on her way over with her 2 children.
What were you going to do at Mr. Hicks's home?
Just getting out of the house that I was staying in. We was going over there to kick it, have fun.
Had Mr. Hicks invited you to come over?
Yes, he did.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What happened when you got there, Miss Gaffney?
What happened when we got there, okay, we was sitting down. He went and got some beer. There was another girl there, and we was just at the time just talking, having fun. My sister came in, her and the girl had left. And I watched the kids while she was gone. All the time he was talking about this girl, how she was, you know, just talking real bad about her.
You mean the girl that your sister was with?
Yes. So when they got back, my sister and her was in a room. And I went up in there and I asked the girl, did she want to move in with me? I told her she could pay me $25 a month and I let her stay with me. Okay, Mr. Hicks got upset.
Did you know her?
No, she was a friend of my sister's.
And you had never met her before?
No, I haven't.
So you went over to her, never having met her before that evening, and said to her, would you like to move in with me for $25 a month?
Yes, I did.
How old are you?
I'm 25 now.
Who else lives in your home besides your daughter?
Just us two, my daughter and myself.
Well, what did you know about this girl who you asked to move in with you?
I didn't know too much about her, but my sister knew her, and I figured that she needed some help at the time.
Okay, so you asked her if she wanted to move in with you for $25 a month.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Mr. Hicks got upset. He told us that we had to leave. He grabbed my daughter by her arm, pulled her out the room. I got up, I asked him, why is you touching my child? And he grabbed me by my neck, slammed me against the wall, and slammed me on top of the glass table.
And what happened to the glass table?
It broke, and my back, I missing skin off my back and had 7 stitches put in.
So that's how your back was injured, because the glass top table broke?
Yep.
Then what happened?
There's another guy that was there. He came in, he grabbed Dennis up off of me, and I ran out of the room, ran into the living room, grabbed his phone, called 911.
Grabbed whose phone?
Mr. Hicks' phone.
And the police came?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Hicks, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
Your Honor, Miss Adams, who is Miss Gaffney's sister, right there, she was already at my home with her 2 kids. Miss Gaffney called my home looking for her sister. She asked, was her sister there?
Does that sound right? Is that coming back to you now?
No, it's not true.
Okay, go ahead.
So therefore, I stated, yeah, your sister's here. So then she asked, could she come over? I told her no, because of a previous incident that had happened.
What was the previous incident?
What the previous incident was her and her sister were at my home one evening, and she was drinking and everything like that. She went into the bathroom. A half hour had elapsed, and me and her sister started getting worried. So we finally got the bathroom door open. She was sprawled out on the floor of the bathroom, and my pills, my medication, I'm an epileptic, were on the floor as well. Bottle open, pills sprawled out. We dragged her from the bathroom into my bedroom, put ice on her, you know, tried to smack her to get her to wake up and everything like that. Finally, she woke up. So I had that incident in my mind.
So you told her not to come over?
Right, but...
Does that sound like something that may have happened, Miss Adams?
I have something to say.
Miss Adams, listen to me very carefully.
Yes.
He's just described an incident where you had to go into his bathroom to retrieve your sister from the floor of his bathroom. Did that or did that not happen?
Yes, it happened.
Good. Now sit down.
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
After that, everyone kept saying, no, man, come on, let her come over, man. So finally, I gave in. So what happened then was she came over. Everyone had started drinking and everything like that. The lady walked in. I'm calling her the lady. Okay, it's the same one she offered the $25 to for the room.
Gotcha.
She came in, looked at Miss Gaffney and said, ooh, she got a nice fatty.
A nice what?
Fatty.
Fanny.
Fatty.
Fatty.
F-A-T-T-Y.
A nice fatty. What does that mean?
Backside.
Rear end. Okay.
And smacked her on her backside. Okay? Miss Gaffney smiled a little bit. So then the lady, Miss Adams, they went into the bathroom for about maybe 5 minutes. They left.
Miss Adams and the lady left?
Yes, they left.
Okay.
So therefore, it was just me, Miss Gaffney, Johnny, Lanier. Okay? She was drinking and she was talking about the lady and everything. So me and Johnny, who knew things about this lady, tried to tell her, do not mess with her. Don't get involved with her. You know, she's no good. She will steal from you. She will rob from you. She has a
bad news.
She has a disease, okay?
Bad news.
Exactly.
Got it.
She didn't want to listen, okay? She said, I'm grown. I'll make my own decisions, who I mess with, who I don't. So then I simply told Ms. Gaffney, I said, okay, if that's the way you want it, fine. As soon as they come back, y'all can leave. Just like that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They were in the room smoking marijuana, and so I patted her daughter behind the neck, and I said, you shouldn't be in here while they're doing that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya Gaffney says her sister's former friend, Dennis Hicks, body slammed her on top of a glass table. Dennis says Tanya hit him in the head with a beer can.
Okay. Go ahead.
So they came back.
You mean Miss Adams and the lady?
Right. Came back. And so they all went into the bedroom. So we're sitting outside and everything.
What did you think they were doing in the bedroom, Mr. Hicks?
I have no idea.
Okay. Go ahead.
You know, that would be speculating on my behalf. I can't do that. So we were all just sitting outside and everything like that, you know, in the living room.
Where was
Me
the
and
little
Johnny
girl at the
in
time?
the bedroom with them. So then I went into the room. I said, excuse me. I said, y'all got to go, man. I said,
okay, you wanted him out.
I said, y'all got to go. So I left, went back and sat on the couch. About 10, 15 minutes went by, came back again. I was just totally done with it then. I said, yo, y'all got to go or I'm going to call the police. Miss Gaffney stood up. Her daughter was right next to her. It was right near the door. So they were in the room smoking marijuana at that time, okay? And so I patted her daughter behind the neck. I did not grab her arm or anything. I patted her behind the neck and I said, hey, I said, you shouldn't be in here while they're doing that. The lady screamed out, Girl, don't let him touch your daughter. What he touching your daughter for? She got upset. She came in my face, she started hollering, she started cursing, took a beer can, hit me right upside the right side of my head with it, and started hollering, "Get off my daughter, get off my daughter." So what I did was I put my head down, I wrapped my arms around her, and I pushed her up against the wall, okay? So she's still hollering and punching and screaming. At that time, the table was approximately about 1 foot from where we were. And she moved, she slipped, we both fell on the table.
But her back hit the table.
Yes,
You
it
fell
did.
on top of her.
Yes, it did.
And that's how it happened.
Yes.
Okay.
At that time, my friend came, he lifted us off.
Excuse me.
She ran out. So then I came out, noticed that the cell phone was gone. So I figured she took it. So she was outside. So then about 15, 20 minutes later, I hear this bamming on my door. "I'ma kill you." Bam, kicking, everything. So I'm looking through the peephole. Next thing I know, I see her with the phone in her hand. Bam! And she smashed the window. At that time, I just went back into the living room.
Got it.
So then the cops came. Oh.
Cops came, you were arrested. You had a jury trial?
It was not a jury trial,
You had
Your
a
Honor.
bench trial for
Yes,
a
Your
judge.
Honor. Yes.
Did you put on a case, Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Did you have any witnesses?
I had 4.
At the trial?
Yes.
You had 4 witnesses. Who
Yes.
testified at the trial?
No one.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because she had no witnesses.
So she testified only at the trial?
Yes.
So you rested. After she testified, you rested.
Yes.
And the judge dismissed it?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Now I'll hear you.
He's lying about me trying to give him an uppercut, whatever, trying to hit him.
Is he lying about you smoking marijuana in the bedroom?
He's lying about that, too.
I don't believe that.
I swear, he's lying. I admit I do smoke weed, but I didn't smoke weed. I ain't had no money that night.
What were you doing in the bedroom?
We was in the room talking.
What were you doing in the bedroom?
Talking.
When Mr. Hicks came in and told you to leave, why didn't you leave?
He came in there once and told us to leave.
I just said to you, listen to me very carefully. When Mr. Hicks came into the bedroom and told you to leave, why didn't you leave?
We was going to leave. We had 3 kids. We had my nephew was on the couch asleep. My niece was in the room with us, and my daughter was in the room with us.
And is what you're telling me that you or anybody else in the room wasn't smoking marijuana in there?
No, it wasn't.
I don't believe you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay, now, he is lying about all that, Judge Judy, because he came in the room and he said he grabbed her daughter by her arm and was like, "Get out, you got to get out," like that, right? So he came in the room, they got to arguing because he grabbed her daughter. So they got to arguing, and he just took his hand and put it around my sister's neck like this, threw her against the wall like this, and threw it down on the table. And that's what happened. And I tried to help my sister, but I couldn't because he's strong. He's very strong, and I couldn't help my sister just because.
You should have left when he told you to leave.
Left? He only told.
Now listen to me. You should have left when he told you to leave.
I understand what you're saying, Judge.
Good. Now, so sit down.
Tanya Gwathney claims she was assaulted by her sister's former friend, Dennis Hicks. Dennis says Tanya hit him in the head with a can of beer.
What else?
I have pictures.
Can I see them, please?
I have pictures too.
Sorry.
Picture of the table, and that's the window.
He collapsed in your bathroom?
No.
When
it was the time prior to that.
Okay. So there was one time when she came in, she didn't collapse in the bathroom.
Correct.
So why were you so adamant about her not coming over?
Because I still remembered that one time.
But you had invited her over after that.
Yes, but it was still on my mind.
That doesn't make sense, Mr. Hicks.
Okay.
It would make sense to me if she had collapsed in the bathroom, which I believe she did.
Okay.
And I believe she probably opened up your pills, and your pills were hanging out there.
Okay.
And I can understand you saying, "I don't want her to come back," because that I believe. I believe that happened. Do you understand?
Yes.
And where was your daughter when you collapsed in the bathroom?
Was she asleep? I think she probably was asleep at the time.
What makes you think that age 25 you can subject your daughter to that kind of behavior?
Well, see, at the time I was suffering. I suffered from depression and stuff.
You think that alcohol's going to make you feel better?
No, and that's why I was getting help for it.
You were getting help? Were you getting medication, taking medication?
I
was getting help for it.
Do you believe you acted appropriately on the 24th of October?
Yes, because I didn't put my hands on him. I didn't touch him.
I asked you a question. Do you believe you acted appropriately on the 24th of October?
In the incident, yes, I do.
You were there, according to you, 7 or 8 o'clock, and you were drinking, and everybody else there was drinking. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that an appropriate situation for your daughter, who had already been involved in one drinking incident with you?
No, it's not.
So I'm going to ask you again. Do you think you acted appropriately that evening?
No.
Me neither. You got into an argument with him. You got into a fight, whether he pushed you, whether you were tussling around, whether you fell, told you to leave. You didn't leave. You probably
He only asked me to leave once, Judge Judy.
So what?
And we was about to leave. He came in the room and he assaulted me.
I don't think he assaulted you. I don't think he assaulted you without provocation.
Can I show you something?
Sure. You can show me anything you like.
This is his arrest and booking sheet. At the top, he was violent with the officers. And my doctor's statement, I have pictures also.
I'm looking at the photographs of the injuries from the glass. Are there any other injuries that you want to show me that are depicted in these photographs, other than from the glass? The answer is either yes or no.
No, ma'am.
So you had no other injuries other than the cut from the glass, is that right?
Right.
And you told the police that he punched you? Where did he punch you? Where did he punch you?
I don't know.
And that he kicked you about the body. Where did he kick you?
I don't know.
That doesn't show up in any of the photographs.
I understand that.
There is no evidence on any of the photographs that you've shown me of any punching, any kicking, nothing. The only thing that there is evidence of is that you fell into a table and your back was cut.
I didn't fall.
Oh, yeah, you fell. He fell on top of you.
If he fell on top of me with his hands around me, he would have had cuts too. He didn't have no cuts, no injuries on him.
Listen to me. You have no case. You were an invited guest into his house. He told you to leave. He didn't like what was going on in the bedroom with you 3 girls with 3 little children in there. I don't believe that he assaulted your child, which is what you are suggesting, that he grabbed your child. I believe you got angry. I believe that you were a little looped, which you shouldn't do. And I don't know what kind of medication you're taking for depression, but if you're taking any medication for depression and you couple that with alcohol, that is not a good combination. You have a year-old child, and your responsibility is to take care of a year-old child, not to do stupid things like inviting a stranger to come and live with you for $25 a month. You have to start using your noodle if you have a child that you're supposed to be taking care of. Now, Mr. Hicks, to be honest with you, I am not impressed with your counterclaim against the plaintiff. Your counterclaim against the plaintiff wants damages as a result of her having you unlawfully arrested. And the truth of the matter is, she was injured. Her perception of it, no matter how drunk she might have been that evening or how high she might have been that evening, was that she was injured. And you were responsible. You should not have invited her over to your house, sir. She had already indicated to you on one occasion that she couldn't hold her alcohol. She was there with a child. According to you, 2 times previously, she had gotten into your pills in the bathroom. She collapsed. What do you need that for? Not smart, sir. The incident that occurred here was unfortunate. She was injured. She was critically injured. She had a couple of stitches in her back because the table broke. I don't know what evidence was produced before the judge at the trial, but certainly the judge was unimpressed with Miss Gwathney's story. I am too. I don't think it happened that way. I don't even think you remember what happened in any event. I'm dismissing your claim. And Mr. Hicks? Think twice before you bring children into your house in circumstances where their parents can't control their alcohol. That's it, sir. Your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
I mean the $47 for the window.
That's it.
Yeah, this is case number 288 on the calendar. In the
All right, well, this situation sounds pretty bizarre to me, but let's see if we can try to make it more realistic, okay? You and your husband are separated in spirit, but live in the same house.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have separate bedrooms, but you just share this common space.
Yes.
Is that right? And how long has that been going on?
Since 1989.
89?
Yes.
Why do you live in the same house with him?
There is nobody else to take care of him. Both of his parents are deceased.
What's wrong with him?
He doesn't work. All he does is drink.
Okay, is this a private house?
Yes.
Who owns it?
I do.
Not your husband?
Not any longer. He quit-claimed it over to me when I started paying all the bills.
When was that?
I think it was 4 or 5 years ago that he signed the quitclaim.
There came a time, according to your complaint, when the defendant, who was your husband's girlfriend, moved into the house.
Exactly.
She had been living there before for a while, then she left, and then she came back in January.
Exactly.
And she lived there from January until when?
We finally had her physically removed August the 4th.
That's not true. No.
When did you leave?
I left the house of my own accord.
When did you leave?
It was July, actually.
Okay, let's say July.
The end of July. The 28th, actually.
What you're suing her for, rent and other related expenses for the time she was there.
Yes.
So tell me what kind of an agreement you had with her.
We had no agreement. She was not supposed to be moving in. My understanding was that she came to visit him for a couple of days. A couple of days lasted longer. Things started moving in. Computer moved in. VCR moved in. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, she's going to stay here until she finds a job. She actually did get a job. I believe it was in June. And still didn't pay anything.
Well, what I'm asking you, Ms. Condon, is what kind of an agreement did you have with her?
We had no actual agreement.
Well, then how can you sue her?
It was just stated that I'm paying all the bills in the house. I am not going to support your girlfriend. She either pays or leaves. This was told to her. This was also told to him. More than once.
It was not told to me.
Just a second.
Okay.
You have to have an agreement. There has to be a dollars and cents agreement in order for you to sue her. Don't you understand that? You have to say, look, if you want to stay, this is your rent. You pay $100 a month towards rent, you pay $50 towards utilities, that's $150 a month or $250 a month. That's your share of expense. And she has to agree to that. And then if she doesn't pay, you have a basis to sue her. Because what I didn't understand from your papers was you said to her, I don't have any intentions of supporting you.
Exactly.
And she said what?
Nothing.
No agreement.
Okay, but I didn't want her there, period.
Then you should have called the police. It's your home.
I did.
It's your home. And say, this is a trespasser in my home.
I did call the police. The police told me that as long as Michael is allowed to stay in the house and he has invited her, I need actual physical reasons to have her removed. I cannot just say I don't want her. Even though the house is in my name, I'm allowing him to stay there.
Why didn't you throw him out?
He has nowhere to go. He will die. He has...
Sounds to me as if you... Is he still living with you?
He is still there.
You're in a very untenable position.
He has no family. All he does from morning till night is drink.
How long are you married?
Since 1987.
So you're telling me that you were really together with him for 2 years before you separated?
We lived together for 13 years prior to that.
So you've been together a very long time?
Just about 25.
You have no children together?
No.
Do you work?
Yes.
You own the house free and clear?
No. No, I'm making payments on it.
It sounds to me as if you're living in a situation that is untenable for you.
If I were to sell the house, he still has no place to go. He has no one in the world other than me. I've tried putting him in a rehab. He lied to get out.
Are you emotionally attached to him?
I care. I don't want him to die.
How old is he?
47.
Could live for a long time. You prepared to live this way for the next 30 years and have him bring women into the house?
No.
So what are you going to do?
I have no idea.
So you have a couple of choices. You've heard the term enabler?
Yes.
By your taking care of him over the last 11 years, you've really become an enabler. You tolerate, because he knows he can come home. Bills are paid, doesn't work. Did he ever work?
Yes.
Till when?
Probably 88, 89 is when he quit.
What kind of work had he done?
He was a musician.
Is this the first time he's brought a woman into the house?
No.
How many times has he done it in the past?
One other time, and she did pay.
Ms. Dunleavy, did you know that they were married?
I didn't know positively, no. My understanding was that they had their marriage annulled many years ago.
But they were still living together?
Yes, because they had a business agreement with the house, and as far as I knew, the house still does partially belong to Michael. That's
I guarantee it doesn't anymore. I
understand that.
I gather from your answer that there was a period of time when you were really a drinking buddy of his.
Yes, there was.
And that according to you, you've been sober now for a couple of months.
61 days, yeah.
Couple of months. Good.
Yes.
And you're back on your feet?
Getting there, yes.
Where do you live?
I'm in a program right now. I live in Simi Valley.
What kind of work had you done in the past?
I'm a technician, test technician. I also have done bookkeeping, secretarial work, assembly
Where did
work.
you meet Michael?
I met him at his house.
How?
My husband knew him. I met him through my husband.
Who buys the liquor?
He gets $35 a week to buy Carl's Jr. or whatever.
He gets that from you?
Yes.
But he doesn't buy Carl's Jr.
Oh, he does. Just not very often.
Did you ever think of not giving him any money at all and just buying the Carl's Jr. yourself?
I've tried that. He goes through my purse. I've had to lock my purse up lately because he goes through it to get cash. They pawned his parents' wedding rings to get cash for booze.
Time for a change.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They were two alcoholics that probably didn't know which way was Sunday.
I was out of control.
So I think you need a little help.
And later today,
were you the one who asked your parents to have her move out of the house?
I was in a coma. I had nothing. I didn't know what was going on.
How did you feel about that?
It was a hurt.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Delight Congdon says her husband's girlfriend, Laura Dunleavy, owes for living expenses for the 7 months she lived in their marital home.
Responsibility is one thing, stupidity is another.
That's true.
And you're not helping him. Bottom line is, in addition to not helping him yourself, you're not helping him. He has absolutely no reason to stop drinking. You've given him no reason to stop drinking. So you can live in the house, I'm supporting the house, I'll support you, I'll give you spending money every week. It's comfortable, you take care of the house, you take care of supporting it, you probably take care of cleaning it, you probably take care of all of those other things that go along with maintaining a house, and he does nothing but drink. He has no reason to stop. You have to give him the reason to stop. That's what they call tough love. Sometimes you have to do it with a child. It's much harder with a child than it is with a 47-year-old man. You just have to get the courage to do it. Ever been for any therapy?
No.
Ever gone to Al-Anon?
No.
Probably should. Seemed like a nice lady, but not somebody who's operating in her own best interest or even in Michael's best interest. As far as your lawsuit is concerned, there has to be a contract, a verbal contract, a meeting of the minds. There was no meeting in the minds for Miss Dunleavy to pay a set rent.
Your Honor, she did say that she would pay. When she got her job, she said, I want to pay my own way. I'm not going to live here for nothing.
Your Honor, at one point I offered her money and she told me to keep my money. I would need to spend it on Michael. So
there was no meeting of the minds about the basic terms of your arrangement. So that right now, if I were to say, well, she has to give you something, I would have to make up the contract. I would have to fix an amount, and you don't do that. What you do is you create a contract, and then you come to court to enforce it. Do you still see him?
I still talk to him, yes.
You try to encourage him to go in?
We are still friends. Oh, yes, I have encouraged him, and he wants to start going to AA with me. He's very scared, like everybody is that is in his position. I know, when I first started going through treatment, and you're scared. You need support.
Were you forced to go through treatment?
No, I'm not forced.
What precipitated you going?
What precipitated me going? Well, I realized that I was out of control.
You had no place to live?
No, I didn't. I was in between places.
And you had no
just
job?
Moved out. No, I didn't have a job at the time.
And you had no way of supporting yourself?
No, I didn't. Not at
See, all those things put together are things that Michael has. He has a place to live. He doesn't have to worry about supporting himself.
Right.
Right? He doesn't have to worry about starving because all that's provided for him. And whether Miss Dunleavy acknowledges it or not, that's one of the things that played a role in her decision that she was really out of control.
Sure.
Because she had no options.
Yes, sure.
You're giving Michael options. You can do that for a year, you can do that for 6 months, but 11 years is too long to allow somebody to feed off you unless you need it for yourself for some reason. You need to have somebody totally rely on you. So it's sort of this symbiotic relationship that you have. He needs you to physically live, and you need him because you need to feel as if you're taking care of somebody. So I think you need a little help. Got it? They were two alcoholics that probably didn't know which way was Sunday. But she doesn't owe you any money for rent. That's all. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would just like for everybody to be able to get on with their lives.
kind of sad that somebody can exist and not have to pay their own way in life, but that's, I guess, the way the world is.
And now the next case.
All parties on Cornett versus Tastolu. Step forward, please.
36-year-old operating engineer David Cornett is suing his ex-fiancée, 29-year-old sales associate Mina Taskioglu, for an unpaid loan. Mina says she was run off by David's family while he was in a coma.
Mr. Cornett, several years ago, you were dating the defendant. And according to your complaint, you lived together for a period of time. Is that right?
That's correct.
About 2 years ago, you made a loan to her, several $100s, on condition that she would pay it back within a couple of years. Is that right?
That's correct.
How much was the loan?
It was for $719.
And you were living together at the time?
That's correct.
And you agreed to return it?
Yes, I did.
And your relationship ended recently. You had a motorcycle accident, is that right?
That's right.
And during the time that you were hospitalized, you moved out of the house?
That's correct.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Parents sort of have a lot of nerve getting involved in your domestic situation.
They asked her to leave real nicely. She refused.
They were monsters.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Cornett says former live-in fiancée Mina Taskioglu owes for an unpaid loan to further her career. Mina says after what David's family put her through, she shouldn't have to pay.
Now, while you originally acknowledged that this was a loan, you say now it isn't. Tell me why. How does a loan become a non-loan?
A loan becomes a non-loan when I was left with a big mess at the end of that story, which was I felt as though I didn't owe him that money anymore, with a wedding dress that I was left with for a wedding that never happened, in addition to having a lot of grief that was added to the whole entire thing after his motorcycle accident when he was in the hospital. His family had given me a really hard time, and I had to move out right away, find a place to live. I was stuck with this dress. So I just felt at that moment that I didn't owe him that money anymore. I just felt like it was equal in amounts for, you know, the money that I had spent, equivalent to the money that he had lent me.
Well, had you set a wedding date?
Not officially.
So the answer is you had not set a wedding date?
Not an official wedding date, that's right.
So what'd you go out and buy a dress for?
Well, I bought the dress right away when we had first gotten engaged, and he knew about that. You know, he encouraged me to get it. So we just kind of were leading it day to day as far as when that date was going to happen.
Yeah, but you usually set a wedding date months in advance.
This is true.
And usually people don't run out and buy a wedding dress immediately.
I was excited.
I understand, but you can't attribute that to him.
That's right.
So if you can't attribute that to him, we're going to discount the wedding dress.
Okay.
And if we're going to discount the wedding dress, then what you're really saying is you had a lot of aggravation at the end of the relationship, so you felt as if the aggravation balanced out the loan.
That's right.
The law says you can't do that. You did make a payment on this loan.
I did $100.
When was that?
September of '99.
Why, after all this time, have you pursued this $619 that she owes you?
What do you mean by after all this time? I'm not clear.
Well, you were in a terrible accident.
Right.
You were hospitalized for a long time. How long?
I was in the hospital in a coma for about 2 weeks. Then after that, a couple weeks after that, and then I insisted that I get out and go home because of a financial strain.
Were you the one who asked your parents to have her move out of the house?
I was in a coma. I had nothing. I didn't know what was going on.
So you didn't know that your parents took that action?
I think from what I understand, my parents told me that they were unclear of my situation because a death could have occurred, and they weren't really clear. So they asked her to leave real nicely. She refused. They said, well, you know, there's a problem here. There's some personal property involved. If you could just leave and come back later on when things get cleared up, we don't have a problem with that. Well,
how did you feel about that when your parents got, once you were out of your coma?
It was a hurt, but you know, I was in a state of mind that, you know, it was a head injury. I was in a state of mind that I didn't know what was going on, so I just kind of dealt with it. You don't have any reality concept when something like that hits you, so you just kind of tell what people, you believe what people tell you. I didn't know the severity of the accident until I came out about three or four weeks later. Then I realized some of the trauma that I'd went through. But
and then you were not interested in resuming your relationship?
I think I was very unstable. I was very unstable. Emotionally, mentally, physically, it was just a pretty traumatic thing.
So you were not of a mindset to resume your relationship.
Right, I couldn't make any reasonable decisions.
And you weren't resentful at all that your parents had her move out of the house?
I wasn't. Resent isn't exactly a good word. I would say I was probably confused, because at the time the relationship wasn't going good during times off and on. But that's typical for any relationship.
How old are you?
36.
Parents sort of have a lot of nerve getting involved in your domestic situation when you're 35
Yes and no.
years old.
If they're the overseer of your property and taking care of you while you're in the hospital, I think a parent does have that obligation.
May I say something, Your Honor? His family did more than just intervene with asking me to leave nicely. They were monsters from the beginning of the story.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Go ahead.
There was always some kind of tension between his mother and I to begin with, but from the moment of his accident, their main concern while David was in a hospital dying, I saw this man when he was in the emergency room, and he didn't look very good. Their main concern was his material things, his house, and me taking his things when I lived with him. My mailing address was his house. He knew we were living together. I wasn't just shacking up over there. The fact that his family totally treated me like garbage was unnecessary. They could have handled that much, much differently, and they chose not to. They humiliated me. They had police come over to the house to try to evict me. I left on my own. I left with my dignity. I didn't leave with an eviction notice on my door.
Well, that's really unfortunate. I think it was probably handled very badly. And I understand your anger at them.
Right.
He's in a coma. So that doesn't detract from the fact that there was this loan. I believe
116 on the calendar in the matter of O'Connor versus Butler. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Miss O'Connor, I've read your complaint very carefully. Last June, you became ill and you were hospitalized. And you developed some severe complications. You have a child, a boy. How old is your boy?
He's 8.5.
When you went into the hospital, you left your son with your father. With whom?
My 2 sons, and there was another older teenager.
They were clearly unable to take care of him because your father, at some point, gave guardianship of your son to your cousins who were the defendants. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that? When did you take physical custody of the boy?
August 19th.
You were released when in August?
The 30th of August.
Then there was some issue as to whether they were going to give you the child back. On what day did you actually turn custody back over to the mother?
November 17th, 2000.
Your claim is as follows, Miss O'Connor. You say that about 1.5 years or so ago, you sold your cousins 2 Cocker Spaniels and they've never paid you. The second part of your claim is you say that they didn't return some of your son's clothing when they finally turned custody back over to you. That's your claim. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Let's deal with the dogs first. When did you give the dogs to the Butlers?
It was around June, early June.
June of what year?
2000, I believe.
How old were the dogs?
One was 2 and one was 4. It was a mother and daughter.
Why could you no longer care for these 2 dogs?
Her dog, Bucky, was a Cocker Spaniel and it died. So this is the reason why I didn't give it to her. She said she'd pay me back. She would pay me.
I'm asking you a question. You've got 2 dogs, 2 and 4 years old, that are living with you, that I assume you're attached to. Why did you get rid of the dogs?
She told me she'd have a better home for them and that she could groom them herself. It was very expensive to groom them for me because I had it done.
So that's why you weren't able to take care of the dogs. You didn't want to do the grooming anymore.
Right.
Right. Now, what makes you think, first of all, these dogs are worth $200 a piece, which is what you...
$375 for the mother.
Yes.
And sold her puppies for $250.
So?
That's what I bought the dog for.
Okay. I'll hear you. Go ahead. Let's hear about the dogs first.
As far as the dogs, we were there on a Sunday. She was about ready to put the dogs in the paper. And I told her I would take them. Yes, Bucky did pass away. But that's not why I wanted them, is because they needed a home.
Well, what was she going to put them in the paper for?
To sell them for money. My husband was there and my daughter was there as witnesses. She says, go ahead and take the dogs. They're very neglected. She couldn't take care of them anymore.
Nobody buys a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old dog, madam, for $200 a piece. That's where you read for adoption. Can't take care of them anymore. These are adult dogs. Let's leave the dogs for a second. You went into the hospital. You've got 2 sons. You've got somebody else. How come your child ended up with your cousins?
My father took it upon himself. He didn't say, can I have them or anything. He took them out of the home. He dumped out 7 full-size drawers of Gabriel's clothes.
There must have been a reason for that, Miss O'Connor. How old are your sons?
20, 18, and 8.5.
20 and 18?
Yes.
So your father probably was using his brain and figured out that your 8-year-old wasn't being properly taken care of by your 20-year-old son and your 18-year-old son. Don't you think that's possible?
He was going to school every day.
Miss O'Connor, what do you possibly think motivated your father to come and take him out of the house when the mother isn't there and you got 2 teenage boys in the house in charge of an 8-year-old? What do you think your father was thinking? He wanted to do something to spite you?
Yes.
Yes? You the 2 sons?
I'm one of them.
Which one, 18 or 20?
18.
Step up. Were you there when your grandfather came and took your little brother?
Yes, I was.
Tell me about that. Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes, he said we wouldn't be able to afford food for him, so he would come and take him and bring him into a better home where they could take care of him a little bit better.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
Good. Sit down. By the way, were you working?
No,
What about your 20-year-old brother? Was he working?
not at the time.
So how were you living?
On what was in the kitchen.
That's why your father took your son, turned him over to cousins who took care of him.
But wouldn't give him back.
Well, evidently they felt as if he had been a little neglected, madam.
Yes, ma'am. They wouldn't give him back.
Ultimately, a court gave him back to you, is that right?
Yes.
But not right away.
I had to go through 3 courts.
But not right away.
Right.
While you were in the hospital, you say that they took care of him for 3 weeks. Did you thank them?
Yes.
When did you thank them?
Over the phone.
Did you say, do I owe you any money?
She got his checks.
What checks?
His Social Security. His father had died.
Yes.
My husband died. So he got the Social Security
Right.
money. That's what she was getting.
How many Social Security checks did you get? Yes.
Ma'am, I've had him since August 19th. I didn't get paid until October, November. All of August and September, I did it from my heart.
How did you manage to get a check for October?
I went to Rancho Cucamonga Police Department and went to court. They gave me temporary custody. That's what opened the doors for that boy.
Month of August, month of September, she got no money. Where were his checks going in August and September?
August, I'm in the hospital. I got it August. I got one September.
Where did the money go?
In my bank account.
Well, why didn't you send them the money?
I wasn't talking to her by then. She couldn't talk to me. Okay. She got too hostile.
All right. A, let's forget about the dogs. You gave the dogs away because you couldn't take care of them. Ages 2 and 4 years old. Not worth $400 or $500. Absolutely not. And not only that, but you didn't even ask for them back.
Yes, I did.
When? When?
When she started talking to me when I had child visitations with my son Gabriel.
When you were angry with her?
I wasn't angry. She was angry.
When you were angry with her because she wouldn't give your son back?
She was angry that I got visitations to my son to take him every Saturday. And that's a 2.5-hour drive.
So that's when you asked for your dogs back?
Yeah, she only had one. The other one she sold.
Did you sell?
I gave her away because she had a howling problem.
Who did you give the dog to?
It was a lady in the newspaper.
I would like the dogs back.
Well, you can't have them back. Gave them away. All right, let's talk about clothes. What clothes do you say they have?
My dad emptied out in trash bags 7 full-size drawers, socks, underwear, everything was taken.
Right.
And when I finally won the last battle, November 17th, I got 2 trash bags, 2 little trash bags of clothes. Plus, it was his birthday. I bought him all kinds of stuffed toys and everything, and I didn't see any of that come back.
How much does Gabriel get from Social Security?
$557
a month.
Yes.
Okay. That's about $1,100 for the 2 months that your son was with them that you put in your bank, right? You put that money in your bank, right? Money that was supposed to go for the support. I'm speaking. Money that was supposed to go for the support of the child, you put in your check.
Cost of 2 Cocker Spaniels and the return of property.
You took your son's money and you put it in your bank account. So if you have to buy more clothes for him, go buy more clothes for him. Do you think I'm going to get involved in underwear, 6 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of shoes, a pair of sneakers? I have no intention of doing that. As far as I'm concerned, when somebody takes charge of your child because you're incapable of doing it. What do you want?
The thing is, when my grandpa came over, he said he was going to take care of him.
What difference does it make? You're 18. If you were grown up and mature and responsible, and it's the summertime, one of you goes out, gets a job, act responsibly so that your grandfather wouldn't have had to worry about your 8-year-old brother. You weren't going to do it, and she's in the hospital.
He was fine.
Oh, yeah, he was fine. I don't believe that a grandfather comes over and takes it upon himself to remove a baby, little boy, 8 years old, from a house where he thinks the child is thriving.
He was getting fed.
What do you want? Who are you?
Why is he? I'm Linda's son. Why isn't he here to testify about this?
I have no idea why he's not here. Maybe nobody brought him here. All I'm telling you is
Maybe he doesn't want
she
to
didn't take... You're whose son?
Linda's son.
Her son.
Her son?
Yes.
Were you available to take care of the 8-year-old?
At the time, I didn't know about it. I was overseas.
So what do you know now?
What I know now?
What do you know now?
About the situation going on where she had kidnapped a child.
Sit down. There was a court order, sir, when the court had at least some facts before it.
Some manipulation.
I'm speaking, which gave them temporary custody. Now, in order to establish that you're going to give a child to biological strangers, at least not a mother and father, or father, that there has to be some overriding neglect or abuse or abandonment. And unless you can prove any of those three things, long-term neglect, abuse, or abandonment, the child has to go back to the biological parent, even if the biological parent is not so terrific. Clearly, a court in October, when faced with certain facts, said, we want to take a more careful look at this situation before we return this child, so they gave them temporary custody. As far as I'm concerned, there should be a thank you here instead of a lawsuit. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you,
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. To me, the evil snake is to go on with her life.
He's not the same kid anymore.
He's a very neglected child.
صراحة كده مفيش حد فينا حياته بتعدي سلسة زي الحرير. لازم بتحصل مطبات وبنيجي في أوقات بنحس إن الدنيا كلها قفلت في وشنا وإن الطريق ضلم ومفيش ولا طاقة نور باينة. هنا بالظبط بيجي دور بطل القصة بتاعتنا وصاحبه اللي ما بيفرقوش أبدا. الصبر مش استسلام، ده قوة جبارة. ناس كتير بتفهم الصبر غلط، يفتكروا إن الصبر معناه إنك تستسلم للظروف وتقعد مكانك متكتف ومستني الفرج ينزل عليك من السما. لا خالص، الصبر الحقيقي مش ضعف، ده قوة جبارة بتخليك واقف على رجلك رغم كل الهوا والمطر اللي حواليك. الصبر ده زي الأسمنت
हर एक वादा तेरा झूठा ही निकल गया मेरा हंसता हुआ दिल अंदर में ढल गया टूटा जो भरोसा अब जिएंगे हम कैसे तुम बदल गए यार तो बदलता है जैसे किसकी करे उम्मीद अब सब पर ही शक है मेरा दिल तोड़ने का बोलो मिला क्या हक खत्म हुई कहानी अब कुछ भी बचा नहीं इस टूटे हुए दिल की कोई भी दवा नहीं आँखों में जो आंसू हैं उन्हें बहने दो अब जो जख्म मिले हैं उन्हें रहने दो तुम खुश रहो वहाँ हम यहाँ रो लेंगे अपने सारे दर्द हम अकेले ही धो लेंगे टूटा जो भरोसा अब जिएंगे हम कैसे तुम बदल गए यार वक्त बदलता है जैसे
وهو خير لكم. دي الخلاصة. الثقة في كرمه، انك متأكد ان ربنا كريم وكرمه ملوش حدود. لو انت بتدعيه وبتتمنى حاجة هيديها لك زي ما انت عايز بالظبط، هيديها لك احسن منها، يا اما هيشيلها ليك في الاخرة ويبقى ثواب كبير. في كل الاحوال انت كسبان. ثقة في وعده. ربنا وعد المؤمنين بالفرج بعد الضيق، دي آيات واضحة ومفيش فيها كلام. لما تقرأ إن مع العسر يسرا، مش إن بعد العسر يسرا، لأ، ده مع العسر، يعني الفرج واليسر موجودين في نفس اللحظة اللي فيها الصعوبة، انت بس محتاج تشوفهم. ازاي الصبر والثقة يشتغلوا مع بعض؟ تخيل انك بتتسلق جبل. الصبر هو العضلات القوية اللي بتخليك تشد نفسك خطوة خطوة وما تبطلش تسلق حتى لو صباعك اتعور او حسيت بالتعب. الثقة في الله هي الخريطة اللي في ايدك اللي بتقول ان في قمة فوق فيها منظر جميل وفي راحة، وانه مهما كان الطريق صعب نهايته كويسة. لو عندك صبر بس مفيش ثقة هتحس انك بتتسلق جبل مجهول النهاية وهتتعب بسرعة وهتيأس. ولو عندك ثقة بس ومفيش صبر يعني مفيش سعي وعمل، هتقول ربنا هيفرجها وانت قاعد مكانك، وده مش مطلوب. المطلوب هو الموازنة، تعمل اللي عليك، تشتغل، تدعي، تسعى، ده هو الصبر. وانت في قلبك هدوء وسلام داخلي، دي هي الثقة ان مفيش جهد هيضيع عند ربنا وانه هيختار لك الأحسن. في الآخر كده الخلاصة يا صديقي، الدنيا دار اختبار، مفيش حد مرتاح على طول الخط، بس الفرق بين اللي بيعدي الأزمة واللي الأزمة بتعدي عليه وبتحطمه هو قد إيه عنده رصيد من الصبر وقد إيه عنده يقين وثقة في الله. خلي قلبك دايما متعلق بربنا، ادعي وقول يا رب. ولو الدنيا ضاقت افتكر إن الضيقة دي مش نهاية القصة، دي مجرد صفحة في كتاب حياتك، والصفحة اللي جاية إن شاء الله هتكون أحسن بكتير طول ما أنت صابر وواثق إن ربنا مش بينسى عباده. استمر في الدعاء، الدعاء يغير الأقدار. استغفر كتير، الاستغفار مفتاح الرزق والفرج. واصبر، إن الله مع الصابرين. ربنا يجعلنا من الصابرين الواثقين في كرمه وفي قدره.